Big news, everybody. Hats are back in stock on sportingchancepod.com. Select t-shirts are $10 off and sticker packs are half off. Go get them while you can. And if you want a lurcher, head on over to Clover Creek Canine on Facebook and message our friend Sean O'Neill today. For your micro hawking and redtail supplies on the East Coast, visit mountainstatefalconrysupply.com. To get the tightest braided equipment on the market, visit midnightfalconry.com. And last but not least, to add a goshawk to your hunting arsenal, go on over to northmountaingoshawks.com today to put in your order for next year's hunting partner. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Sporting Chance podcast. Today, we are joined by the legendary Tom and Jen Coulson. Thank you, guys.
Anytime.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
It's our pleasure.
So, we were just discussing stabbing ourselves with knives.
Yeah. By accident, though. Not on purpose.
Not on
I
purpose.
was taking apart an old glove and trying to repair it, and I was using a stiletto knife that I used to kill squirrels and rabbits, and I was doing it away from me, but somehow I guess the pressure of the stitch, it was hard to get out, and it somehow I ended up like with a curve and hitting myself right between the eyes.
Oh my God.
Did you guys know there's a knife
I was
called
younger,
a falconer's knife?
Yeah, young. Yeah.
Did you know that, Casey? Falconer's knife?
In the back of my mind somewhere, I feel like, what do they call it? A homunculus? Homunculus?
Oh,
Your subconscious? I feel like my homunculus knows.
Yeah, and now we don't even have a knife. We don't even use a knife ever. It's just game shears and
Yeah.
that's it. I don't have
A
a
stick.
knife. I own knives, but I never have one on me.
Yeah. My game shears are like my knife, my screwdriver.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Literally everything.
that's also been a big improvement. That's been a big improvement. Yeah.
Yeah.
The game shears.
I kind of want to know what you guys use, like what you're like.
Well, the ones that we like now, I'm not saying there seems like so many out there, but we've been using WISS, WISS. Yeah, you like that? You like those? Yeah, okay.
They're the best. The best.
We have them everywhere.
Everywhere, because everywhere. Each pocket, hanging in the truck, hanging in the shed, hanging. Yeah.
Pro tip for the WISS is a good gentleman on social media who makes knives, custom knives, and he makes sheets. I ordered the one that I like, the WISS, the scissors are like the heavy duty, like whatever, titanium blade.
Yeah, titanium, right.
And I shipped it to his house and he made me a custom, for like a holster, like that hard plastic. He made me a custom thing out of it. Yeah, it's great. So now it doesn't wear through your bag. You don't have to make something. It literally just clicks in like a gun clipping in a holster. It's perfect.
I like the sound of that because I'm always trying to find in the bottom of my bag. We got a rabbit down screaming, and we're trying to cut it up and do this. And it's in this pocket. No, it's in that pocket.
Yeah. You don't just stretch the rabbits?
The trouble is we're flying full hawks.
Sometimes, yeah.
And we're flying swamp rabbits, so they're twice what a codtail is. And a lot of times most of them have a hawk on the neck of the head. And I can't get my hands there. Like yesterday, we had 3 hawks on a rabbit. You don't want to put your hands anywhere. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt bad. They get maniacal. So basically, we just kneel on it is the quickest way. Jen, whoever gets there first kneels on his chest. Always stretch his neck if we can,
Yeah.
But
I was just wondering because you're talking about stabbing. I just didn't know if the Harris Hawks could handle the rabbit.
Every now and again. Every now.
Just kidding. I was talking with a guy one time. Sorry, I was talking with a really good falconer that we all know, but I'm not going to say him because I'm going to make fun of him right now. And he was telling me that he takes his fingers and he goes like in between the ribs and feels for the heart beating.
I've seen people do that. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Are we like a boa constrictor? Like, I'm like, you got to feel for the heart. Like, just grab it and stab it or whatever. I'm always in a rush. Granted,
not going to work with my hawks.
No, but down here, we'll be hawking. It's so thick. Like I remember yesterday, we had a couple of them we just in trees and stuff, and bushes, and you couldn't even get to the rabbit to kill it. You couldn't get to the hawk. But when we catch a rabbit, whoever gets there first has got to start holding hawk's feet. Because I don't want one hawk getting on the other end. It's all because one hawk probably caught it, but then they're always close to each other, and
right.
It is a cluster. Trust me, it is like you yelling and screaming and you're throwing stuff.
And the swamp rabbits here are big too.
They're 6 pounds.
We try to get the back feet so that it's not kicking the hawk just like you would with a jack, and also so it doesn't get away.
6 pounds is really big. That's bigger than my one dachshund I have outside.
Yeah, pretty big.
My whole dog, literally bigger than it. She's 5 pounds.
Basically a cottontail on steroids. I mean, they kind of behave. It's like chasing a cottontail, but it's just much, much bigger. That's all it is. But it's not. They don't.
So who would win, the dachshund or the swamp rabbit?
Well, the 5-pounder doesn't have it in. She'll chase. She goes down holes. She'll come out with fur in her mouth, blood in her mouth. But when it's like a rabbit right in front of her, she will mouth it. Like she'll literally mouth it.
Yeah.
And then she'll let go and it'll be like frozen and then it'll just get up and run away. But the puppy I just got from Aaron, anything that gets in her mouth, she's like a terror. She'll shake it around. Like each one's different. Like Franny, she loves going down the hole. She's biting them, pulling fur off. She'll come out with the tail in her mouth. But then when it's like right in front of her, she'll like chew it, and then get bored and walk away. And it's like not even hurt at all. It's the weirdest thing. It's interesting. And Aaron had a question. I'll let him ask it when he's ready. But
no, it was a comment. It's been a few years since I've flown a cast, but like to you guys' point, Casey's never flown Harris Hawks. It can be, if you got 2 or 3 hawks piled up on top of a rabbit, it can be hard to even find the rabbit in there.
It's a mess. And here's our deal. I'm going to explain it quickly. Like a lot of people use dogs. We never owned a dog, never needed a dog. So our answer is to add more birds. That's the kind of, we're hunting we're hunting thick stuff. Like most days we hunt, we don't even see a rabbit, but we catch 4 or 5. So, we don't see them though. It's that thick. When you look at the ground, you can't see. You worry about stepping on your hawks constantly because you can't see them. So that was our deal to fly just more birds, and avoid the dogs, because dogs slow the hunt down for us. Because I know what a rabbit, hawking for 60 years. We all know. I know what a rabbit is. It's going to be right where I don't want to go. That's what a rabbit is. So it's going to be in the thickest stuff. And I've hunted with people with dogs, and it drives me crazy because the dog is following the scent where the rabbit has been all night long, but I know where it is in the daytime mostly. So it's just for us, and dogs scare the rabbits. Well, we're always hunting around danger. We live in tight areas. We hunt in tight areas around roads and, people, this and that. So we're trying to avoid every kind of contact. So what dogs do, they scare the rabbits harder than we do. They scare them across roads and stuff.
More likely.
More likely. And then the hawks will chase across the road, get hit by a car or whatever. So we kind of just got this way of doing things where we don't need dogs. We just go into any briar in the world. We don't care how thick it is. If I don't bleed every day, I'm not hunting them. We just bleed constantly. But that's always been that way. So it doesn't bother us, back. It's the way we kind of like it, And then out west, we go out west quite often. We don't need dogs out there. It's obviously a desert, and anyway.
But also really, here we are breeding hawks, and we want to see them, how they perform, and know like which pairings are producing better babies. And so if you're flying them in a group, you get to compare them side by side. But also, it's amazing to have a group working together. So usually I'm flying 2 and Tom's flying 2. If it's a spot that's small or we don't think there are many rabbits, then we might just take 1.
Yeah, and we have 8. We're flying 8 right now. So we fly 4 one day, 4 the next day, 4. And we used to fly 14. So that's awesome. We're getting old now. So.
What I have to ask this question. I'm sure the audience is curious. What's the most that you've ever flown at one time?
I hate to I don't like to even talk about this, but okay, why? I will. One time we used to have a falconry club here, and it got to be a pretty big club back in this was in the 80s.
Louisiana Hawking Club.
And then so they always had to meet down in New Orleans where we lived, because we had the most rabbits and we knew how to find them and all that. So we had friends come from all over the country, Georgia, Florida, Texas, whatever, and then all of us, a Louisiana gang, we all got together, and everybody wanted to hawk the same damn field every day because it was the best field, I guess. And finally, I just gave up. I went, everybody just go because we were flying 8-10 birds. It was already a mess. I'm going just show up and throw the birds up. Had 29 birds flying at one time. That's why I'm kind of
That's crazy.
Guess what? It didn't work. Guess what? It didn't work.
Really? Well, some of them were fighting and stuff.
Well, and it was just
people lost birds. We didn't know what was going on. People were yelling and screaming. It was great.
It sounds fun though. At least just
it was fun. Yeah,
funny.
funny.
At least I knew where my birds were.
Yeah, I knew where my birds on. We all at least agreed after this we'll never do that again. It's kind of had to get out of your system,
29. That's
29.
No, but Tom and I have flown 6. We used to do that in some really thick spots we had
before Katrina, right? Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could do that again. I don't think I want to. I mean,
how are you? How are you guys managing it? Like you have two birds on one arm, one on the other, and you're getting them to follow you back.
They're just loose. Most of them T-perches are loose. Yeah.
But then, when you're going back to the truck.
Yeah. Oh, the truck.
Wait,
what's that?
What we do is we, take their hookups off, their little short Y swivel leashes, and turn all their transmitters on, make sure we're hearing them, and while they're still in their hawk boxes. And then we either carry the boxes to a safe place, like if we're close to a road, if we can't drive into the field, right, then we're carrying them into a safe place to let them all go. Because, if you as soon as they're out of the box, they're hunting. So we need to have them all organized. And you know how it is. If you let 2 hawks go, the third transmitter isn't going to be performing right. And then you're like, oh, great. Do I need to dial it in? Do I need to change the battery? Whatever. Right. So, yeah. So get them all ready and then lose them.
Move. But they're really aggressive. These Harris hawks I guess all these years of breeding them, they're super aggressive. They'll kill anything that moves. And it's a real problem because we can't hunt around. We can't hunt around ducks. Ducks are our main enemy around here. We have so many ducks. And we always hunt around water. Between alligators, ducks, and nutria, it's always. So if we the spot we hunted yesterday, we're hunting around. There's water. I'm looking at water, and even if a fish jumps, like the Jen's bird, I almost caught a fish the other day out of the air. Flew out. A mullet jumped. The mullet jumped 3 or 4 times. If mullet, they jump and they go under the jump. Well, it saw it 80 yards out.
2 inches from catching that mullet in the air.
Catching a mullet in the air. We thought it was a damn duck or something. And of course, it flies back, gets in the water. They all go out there. What was she after? It's a big mess. They're all wet now. It's like. And ducks are the worst because we're not hawking in huntable place for ducks. If the water's 50 feet deep or something, it's a big canal. It's real deep, so the ducks just wait right till the hawks get 6 inches from them, dive straight under the water. The birds hit the water, and then they got to swim back or whatever. Or there's an alligator going to get them, or it's like so. Ducks. If we see ducks, we just got to go somewhere else.
Have you ever had an alligator get one of your birds?
No, not get them. We've had them.
Some close calls.
Close calls, yeah, close calls. And luckily, they're starting to hide. They'll be hibernating pretty soon, and that'll help. But.
We talked to a guy in South Florida named George Blanco, and
I've seen birds. Yeah, he's got our birds.
Yeah, he's had alligators get birds.
Oh, he has it. Yeah.
Oh.
It sounds. How about cottonmouths?
All the time. We see them often, and luckily, knock on wood, I've never had a snake bite, which is unbelievable. We've had so many close calls. I used to fly red tails forever, and they love snakes, and I've caught a ton of, but never got a bite. I mean, close so many times, and I'm just lucky. But I don't know if the luck's going to last, though.
Are you saying you or the bird?
Well, the bird, yeah. I don't care about me if I get bit. We don't worry about it. We just go in and grab whatever we got to do.
We had one time Tom's bird we were hunting the edge of a field, and his bird stooped and caught a cottonmouth near our friend Lewis Hollifield.
That was amazing.
And Lewis Hollifield took his beating stick and pinned the cottonmouth was doing like this and pinned right into the middle of the cottonmouth's mouth. I was like, thank you, dude.
I bought him a beer that night. Many beers that night.
You saved her.
He can come hawking again.
Yeah, any day.
Another time we were hunting around these giant cypress trees, and they had hollows in the bottom of them. I mean, it's probably why they weren't logged to begin with, right? And there was a big pack rat or wood rat nest in the bottom of the cypress tree, and a rabbit ran in there. And so the hawks are going down in there and they're trying to get the rabbit out. And at some point we're like, all right, well, we got to move on. The rabbit probably ran up into the hollow tree. I mean, they'll go pretty high up in there, right? So we're pulling the hawks out, and I had my apprentice with me, and I was handing him, Tom hands me a hawk, I'm handing him the hawk, and he won't take the hawk. And I'm like, Joe, grab the hawk. And he's like, but I can't move. And he's like acting all squirrely. And I look over and I'm like handing him the hawk, and the hawk has a cottonmouth that's like, 2.5 or 3 feet long. And I was like, okay. So I just grabbed it, by the head. And then I was like, all right, help now grab the hawk and I'll get the snake away and stuff. I mean, I didn't hurt the snake, but there were like 4 or 5 or 6 of the cottonmouths up under that cypress tree.
Have you guys ever been bit by a cottonmouth?
No, I haven't. No, not yet.
Yeah. Hope not to.
Bit by
I had a glove when I grabbed it.
Yeah. I don't think they're as bad as people think they are as far as their aggression. And obviously they're not, or you guys would have been bit a million times.
They're really aggressive.
Cottonmouths
are. Rattlesnakes aren't so bad, but the cottonmouths and copperheads aren't too bad. But we had some close calls out west on rattlesnakes too, but keep dodging that bullet too. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Well, I guess that's a good reason not to run dogs. That's
the other reason. Yeah. Every time. Well, right now we have a planned trip to New Mexico, and our friends are from California. And they fly Goss and Harris's on quail. He's got the bird dogs, the visuals and all that. Well, every time he goes, if it's warm, he gets bit by a rattlesnake. One of the dogs does, and then they have the trip. A vet, to go to the vet and do this and do that, and the dog swells up, and So anyway, we keep looking at the temperatures and try to get it at least under 70, for a high, and try to get out there and do that. But it's a shame,
Yeah, when you were talking about the rabbit going up the hollow, I was just like, oh, you need a dog to get in there, and then you're like,
do not take a dog in there.
Just go after another one.
So, we've also had big beehives in there. Like the rabbit goes in there, and then it's like bees everywhere.
Doesn't that sound like fun, Casey?
I mean, I got stung by bees last year.
It's always just
had to grab a hawk out of a swarm, and
it's constant chaos. When we used to fly 6, it was just constant, just running and screaming and chaos, and we kind of loved it at the time, but. The older I get, the less I like chaos. But still, flying 4 is enough. It's just they're always.
Harris hawks have a way of getting themselves into trouble.
Oh, that's exactly it. It's a 3-year-old child trying to stick its finger in a light socket. I tell everybody that's what they're trying to do. They don't understand any danger. They don't. You got to think for them. You got to think ahead. What potential problem am I looking at? And that's why if I could. Kind of rearrange the conversation a little bit is scouting. I was talking to somebody the other day on the phone from Wisconsin, and they were having a hard time finding rabbits, and I just go, we scout literally almost every day. There's not if we finish hawking, what we're doing after that, we're scouting. But I mean scouting not just for rabbits, but also for safety. Everything is safety involved. I can't have a transform. I can't have a road. I can't have a house in sight. I can't. So we're always weighing. The older we get, the more safe we become. And I think that's the one thing that's helped me or hurt me with that is like from all the birds we've sent out, all of, over 1,000 birds, we've heard a lot what happens to them when they come, how they die. And how they die most of the time is, transformers, hit by a car, killed a man's chickens. They come out, hit it with a hose, carbon monoxide poisoning. So all these things are in my head, and, I get more and more cautious by just hearing what happens to other people. And so and so I have to pass up a jillion great hunting spots. I just go, I can't hunt there with a clear conscience. I just can't do that.
Well, you just take a bird there that doesn't, because you guys are very selective with your breeding.
Right.
But if you just take one that's not, not the best, just throw her up there.
Well, we've joked about that. The sacrificial lamb.
Yeah,
I'll just go ahead and say that I would do it if I was in your position. I'd be like, all right, I'm not going to breed this bird. I got 50 more at home,
Unless it proves itself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Give it a chance, right?
Yeah, if she learns what Transformers are, you pass those genetics on. Now
I guess what happened is I came in when birds weren't that easy to get when I came in, and Jen's always been this way, real strong. The bird always comes first, and we do that to a fault almost. We never ever try to put them in danger or do something stupid, because we do things stupid sometimes. Anybody does, but I look back at how it started. I didn't even notice the dangers that were there. I mean, I didn't. And now it's all I do is notice them, which is taking away a lot of fun. The more stuff the more dangers, the less I'm in a box all the time. I always feel like, I got butterflies in my stomach just looking around. What could go wrong?
We drive around the hunting spots that are near roads, and we look for road kills. And sometimes I'll be like, oh God, I can't, something that's really putrid. Got to move it because I know they'll be on it. Or like some wig that's in the middle of the road. You're like, ooh, this is very questionable, but my hawks are going to go after that. They're going to think that's something to eat, and they'll probably eat it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, or fight over it. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's hard enough to keep these birds alive. I've had anyone who listens to the show knows I've had a bad couple of years with accidents in the field that were unavoidable. It was like pretty safe spots, and they still found a way to get themselves killed.
Oh yeah. And there's always a new way. There's always unexpected.
I was just telling somebody on the women's Facebook group that unfortunately, we see what happens to wild raptors, and we get to see it up close and personal. Isn't that special?
Yeah.
Just imagine how many dead birds of prey are like on fence lines that are never seen by a human, or under a pole that a human will never see.
We found so many birds under poles out west. Out west, you can find a pile of birds under poles sometimes because it's the only pole in a huge field, and it's a bad pole. The eagles are dead underneath it, prairie falcons, whatever.
One of the Amarillo meets, we found 2 red tails over this nasty looking pole that they had like locked talons and I guess their wings must have touched and arced and
killed them both. Well, it was crazy.
Yeah. You view the world differently when you have a bird. That's for sure.
You really have to.
Yeah. But like you said, the not the ignorance is bliss saying,
right.
It took me 2 birds getting killed for me to be like, all right, this is.
No, I lost the red tail. The only bird I ever lost was a red tail, but I've had 2 or 3 shocked enough to, scare the bejesus out of me. Where I'm not. In fact, I'm afraid of every telephone pole now. We haven't put a bird on a telephone pole in years. I mean, if I see a pole, I'm just leery. And I hear people tell me, that pole's okay. It's like, I don't care.
Oh,
we've seen them get.
We've seen people throwing their hawk onto a transformer. And
that for me. Yeah. Putting them on a transformer is a good place to perch.
Please don't do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, some poles you can identify. After mine got electrocuted, I did a whole bunch of research.
Yeah.
Talked to electricians of mine that are, I'm a plumber, so I got friends, and I'm like, all right, can you explain to me like where the danger would be?
Right.
And they all say the same thing, and all the research the same thing is if it's an older pole.
Yeah.
And it's like these people like will suck the money out of your account to get paid. These power companies.
Right.
But God forbid they got to upgrade their system so it's not killing wildlife. You know what I mean?
No.
Right.
But most of the newer poles, they're like you see like the thick coated rubber.
Yeah,
everything's like it's like they're following like the new standards and stuff, which is good. But
you still have to be careful, though.
You still have to be careful. Yeah.
It's just
because I mean, the insulation can fail, and a bird can be wet, and with our Harris hawks, because they're always in a group. I mean, if you're looking at the width to connect 2 wires, if you've got 2 hawks and they're on 2 different sides, then their wings can arc just like the red tails that were fighting, So if they took off at the same time, I mean, Harry McElroy had told us about a whole family of Harris hawks near him in when he was living in Wilcox, Arizona, where everyone in the family was electrocuted except for one bird.
I think it was 4 of them electrocuted at once.
Well, I guess the other one that died, and then one of them lived.
Wow, it's really bad.
I was out in Phoenix visiting my friend Chris this summer, and he took me on a little tour and showed me wild Harris hawk nests and all, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
And he was showing me these poles that have like a 1x4 nailed to them. And he said, that's there for Harris hawks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they've done well. The lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get that. Let's
there's
get
a
that
whole
to be
bunch of them in those suburbs.
Let's get that to be a national standard.
That'd be one.
Yeah.
And here's the other reason. I don't know if you've seen a lot of those giant fires in California were caused by red-tailed hawks getting electrocuted.
Really?
Two of the 5 biggest fires in history were caused by red-tailed hawks getting electrocuted and burning and falling in the grass.
In California, I would have just figured it was a homeless guy trying to cook up something.
Yeah, we got that too. Yeah. The homeless guy eating a red tail. That's what it was.
Yeah. He was like lighting the spoon, and then he just like.
You guys had a story in your book about catching a homeless guy out in the field.
Oh God, yeah, apprentice. Yeah, that was in Amarillo. That was funny. God, that was funny. You know. Yeah,
Amarillo. Sharing that story for people who haven't read it.
Amarillo's got a lot of crazy people out there on your
It was the coonskin.
Yeah, the coonskin hat. Yeah, right.
That was at the
That was at the truck stop at the
urine field.
No, the flying. Flying J or
truck
something.
Stop.
Yeah.
So you were hawking.
It was
hawking behind the truck stop.
Yeah. It was Tom's apprentice, and
he had a young male Harris hawk, and he hadn't caught anything or hadn't caught much. And we came back from this little corner spot that was just loaded with codtails. I said, "Oh, it's a perfect spot to take that male. It's just codtails running like ants." And so, he went over there, and and we weren't hawking jackrabbits or something else. We saw him that evening. "How'd you do, Kenny? How'd you do?" He said, "Well, I saw a lot of rabbits, but then I had a problem." "What kind of problem did you have?" "Well, a hawk went up in a tree and then it just smashed down. And hit this guy yelling and screaming. And I get him rolling over. And the hawk has got him by the head. He's got a coonskin hat on his head, and the hawk
was sleeping in the field.
He was sleeping in the field.
He had a rude awakening.
I could just imagine, because I run into a lot of homeless folks myself, and while I'm out hawking, I could imagine finding somebody with like a rabbit skin.
Oh yeah! Oh God! Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the truck stops that we hunt near, like the truckers have their little poodle with them, their little teacup poodle or something. You're like, oh, please don't let that dog out right now.
Have you guys had situations like that? I wanted to ask that earlier with people.
We are so cautious. Yeah, that's
early on.
Early on. Well, here's the deal with dogs. So early on, I raised Harris hawks the wrong way. I raised them in a creche. Like I put them all in a to take the young, raise them by hand a little bit, and not imprint them, but then put them together in a group. That's what kind of did. They do in Europe still.
In the early 80s.
In the early 80s, so I'd put them all in a mew, like 6 babies, and I wouldn't let them see me feed them, but I'd put the food through a chute into a bowl or whatever, and they would all eat among themselves and grow beautiful, pretty birds. But then when we started training them, they got along with each other all right for a while, but they saw a dog.
They acted imprinted.
They acted imprinted, more imprinted, but not completely imprinted, And so, but dogs were the thing. If they saw a German Shepherd, I don't care, Rottweiler, it doesn't matter how big it was coming down. It was coming down. The problems we had, we almost get killed if you said with fights with people.
There were a lot of beagle hunters at the time, all over the New Orleans area. All over.
So this guy, we were hunting in the field by ourselves. This guy ran beagles under our hawks, and we had 5 or 6 beagles down at one time on the ground, blood going everywhere. And one of my hawks ripped the beagle's tongue completely out, tongue off, and the blood just bubbling out of the dog's mouth, And so the guy, it's like ready to fight, ready to do this. I'm going, look, we told you not to hunt here. We got the hawks here. You put the dogs, you ran the dogs right under the hawks. I can't get 6 hawks down in a minute, anyway. He ended up going to the vet, and the dog was all right and all that, got sewed up. But anyway, long story. He
ended up going to our vet, and our vet told us
about it.
He's like, you didn't happen to be out in.
He didn't have to have any relationship with this guy's dog. Oh, no. Anyway, so we found out that raising them this way, I don't care. It was just a real problem. We couldn't, if you would heard a dog bark, you had to call a bird down, and just get the hell out of Dodge. So once the parents started raising them, and we left them in for 16, 18, 20 weeks, even though they hadn't seen dogs, they hadn't nothing, whatever is happening, but their parents raising them, they still didn't like dogs, but they don't attack them. They'll just yell. If they see a dog, they just yell. They give that, and I'm kind of mad, but they don't attack them anymore. But back in the day when we raised them wrong, it was a problem all the time, and I don't have to worry about it. So, but even now though, like we hawk in Lubbock, Napa meet, Texas meet, there's always somebody walking a dog. I call the birds down and we getting the hell out of there because they don't seem like they're going to bother me, but I don't want to, these days with,
why take a chance?
Yeah, why take a chance,
Yeah, it is definitely.
I've noticed Harris hawks. My experience is they do go after dogs.
Yeah.
Even when you hunt with dogs, mine are used to dogs.
Oh yeah.
They will go after dogs. It's just
friend of the show. Sorry, Aaron. Friend of the show, Tom Cullen. He obviously breeds Harris hawks too and other birds.
Yeah. I know him from way back when.
Yeah. Well, Junior. I'm friends.
Yeah,
with
I know him. He used to live in New Orleans.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
Tom Cullen Jr.
Yeah. Good.
He told me he'd like to live there again.
Yeah, he said he's
he must have had a good time. He likes to get down.
Yeah. Tom knows how to party. Jersey meet last year. Everybody knows Tom likes to party. he's a fun guy, and he knows a lot. And this is something that he told me, and I'm curious your opinion, and not to contradict him, but he said that it may possibly be a genetic thing in Harris hawks because of the nest height locations and the proximity to so many coyotes where they're breeding. That they have this innate thing with canines to just attack them and just get them away from them. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's certainly possible.
Yeah, we've heard it and it makes sense, but it
is a main predator, the coyotes.
It makes sense. But on the other hand,
and also adults on a kill. I mean, shoot. I mean, our friends are having coyotes run in on their hawks a lot right now.
Yeah. So you can see both sides. That's probably what it is. But then on the other hand, but
there is something to do with a bird having imprint tendencies, which those crush-reared birds did, and attacking whether it's a human or a dog, like not having that perspective of like that's a little big, because what did they do? They grew up seeing a human. A human's a big thing, and the human's kind of like they're kind of projecting that as their image, right? So it sort of makes sense to me that there's a no fear thing going on there for something really large. But
so leaving them with the parents a little longer just instills a little bit of fear, little hesitancy.
It's not the complete, but it definitely helps a whole lot. And then the other side of the coin, I was trying to remember, Harris hawks can get along with dogs perfectly and actually become a wonderful team, as we all know, with dogs. I mean, so it's it kind of goes both ways, but when it does work, it works great. I mean, I've had friends tell me that hunt with dogs a lot. You guys know more than I do about that, but the Harris hawks would actually be, like if the dog is feeling bad that day or it has diarrhea, the Harris hawk would come by, hit it with its wing, like, let's go, let's get the hunting. Hilarious.
My experience hunting with red tails, Cooper's hawks, Goss hawks, and Harris hawks. Harris hawks and dogs make a more natural team than anything else, in my opinion. All of those birds will work with dogs, but the Harris hawks and dogs really seem to click.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Makes sense. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you. Casey's going to say, "Oh, Goss hawks are they do fine. Like all of those birds will do fine. Red tails do great with dogs too.
Exceptional, I would say.
They will all do fine. But Casey, Teddy would not fly a Harris hawk and run dachshunds if that wasn't the combination that worked best for her.
Okay, you can't bring Teddy into this because now I just have to yield.
Because that negates all arguments.
That's not fair. All right, so just move on.
That negates all arguments. You can't. Yeah, you can't.
There you go.
Her apprentices. How's that? Her apprentices only fly goshawks and only run dogs.
We don't.
They won't fly with people that don't run dogs, and they won't hunt unless they can run their dogs.
Goshawks and dogs are great too. Like that's what I was hoping to do this year, but Mother Nature had different plans for me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, but there's something about a Harris hawk because it is a social bird of prey and hunts in a group that, like, when you have one that's working with dogs, it can really work with the dog. Like it really reads the dogs. And I mean, I love that kind of relationship.
Yeah, they do really well with dogs. And they get funny relationships with dogs too when they work with them a lot. Like Tom was saying, they'll come down and smack them and say, let's get going.
Yeah, all this kind of, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, goshawks will do that. I was disciplining one of my dogs yesterday. I'm not trying to just bring it back to the goshawk.
Hey, that's fine.
It's a funny story.
I feel it circling back.
I feel it circling back. Yeah,
it's a funny story that happened yesterday. I was disciplining one of the dogs in the field because I have a Sprocker Spaniel, 2 Dachshunds, and 1 Dachshund's a puppy. So Franny's doing her thing. She's the senior dog. She's she's trying to do her thing. She wasn't as good as her mom, and Maggie's like 8 months old, and I have a Sprocker Spaniel, and the Sprocker thinks it's playtime. So she's chasing the puppy around as the puppy's trying to figure out the scent because she just saw the rabbit. So I'm like yelling at her. I go, no. And I'm like, stop. And she like freezes and gets like, oh, I'm sorry, like a dog does when you're, and the bird saw that and just comes down and was like, boom, didn't bind to her, but just like hit her. And I like, get away. And the bird was like reading my body language, like, "Oh, we're gonna kill this thing now. Okay, great, I'm in. Let's go." And she came right down to try to kill the dog. She read my body language. She's like, "Oh, we're killing this thing. Let's do it." So it's just a funny story, Aaron. Okay, I wasn't trying to bring it back to Gus. Okay, hilarious.
Yeah, really funny if you're the dog.
That dog is so stubborn and hard-headed. She's oh my gosh. My wife is just constantly with that dog, and she just keeps coming back for more, just not listening. Right. It's just ridiculous. With me, she listens, but anyway, moving on.
So I wanted to ask you guys on the subject of raising hawks. We had a friend of the show, Pecorn, on here, Pack, as he's known.
Yeah.
He's gotten birds from you guys in the past.
Yeah.
He commented how like turnkey ready that bird was. The moment he gets the bird and opens up the crate, he said it just kind of walks out of the crate and looks at you like, all right, let's do it. I'm ready to go.
We want that one back.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to want a lot of them back then, because that's like the word on the street.
Yeah, that's kind of the word on the street.
Pre-trained.
Yeah. Do you based on the pictures I've seen, you guys raise them in chain link aviaries, right?
Yeah.
So your birds from the get-go, the babies are seeing you guys around.
They're seeing everything. They're seeing the neighbors. They're seeing you cut grass. They're seeing dogs, cats running around. Just life. They see life in general, and that's what we didn't plan on this being that way. Just we live in a mild climate, and it's kind of makes sense. But I guess the other side we've seen. This is when I went to Europe a long time ago. If some people still do this in America, believe it or not. They'll breed parasauks like you breed gosses back in the day, with a totally square cage out of sheet metal with maybe solid walls with a net top, say, with a nail hole to look through. So the bird has no contact with outside anything. The babies don't. I'm talking about any, plus the adults.
It just sees things flying over me.
So only birds flying over something. So they put the food in the chute. The birds never see anybody. Sounds like a great idea, except they come out like head cases most of the time. They come out afraid of their own shadow almost. They see anything, a garden hose you pull out. It's like, oh, what is that? It's a python. It's insane how afraid they are.
Well, and for Harrisauks, I think not having any stimulus or less stimulus anyway is probably not a great idea either. And
it's like they're being raised in solitary confinement. No human wants to be. You can't raise anything in solitary confinement and have a balanced creature. To me, I mean, so. We didn't think about it all at the time, but we just kind of did this, and they did come out tame. And then we also bred for tameness. We obviously found out that the tame birds would catch more game, which is contrary to what a lot of people believe. They believe the aggressive bird catches more. No. The tame bird will hunt under any conditions. It's not afraid of things. It's comfortable in its own skin, so to speak. So it's able to take changes. It could travel from here to Amarillo tomorrow and hunt, do whatever. Just
I guess the thing is, tame doesn't necessarily mean that you're not aggressive towards game.
Right. And
the best birds I've ever had were tame. They were like
me too. Yep. Yeah, I'm not swimming upstream all the time. I mean, a bird wants to be part of the team. That's what I want. I want the. So anyway, yeah, I want tame, and I also want hunger. So we bred for hunger too. We all these things happen by accident by just having a lot of birds, and we got this bird white wing way back when, and it just was different. It had twice the appetite of any bird. It was tame and hunted like crazy. And then when we bred it to this male, all of a sudden the offspring were like 3 times better than the other birds we've ever had. We'd already had 30, 40 Harris hawks before that. We go, what the hell? Like Jen says, it was like somebody hitting you in the head with a hammer. Like, whoa, what happened here? These birds are just different. You know, it was so tame.
Yeah, we were lucky, but we recognized that we were lucky and capitalize on it.
So our deal back in the day was to try to get ahead of the curve. Was if I went to a falconry meet or anybody had friends, I'm pretty good at measuring the way how the bird looks when it flies. It was not what it catches particularly, what kind of wing beat does it have, what kind of personality, and so if I saw a great bird, in an average falconer's hand, I'm going, well, that bird is just better. That bird's got the genes. So I would offer, I'd say, hey, send that bird, send it to my breeding project. I'll give you 2 offspring or 3 even. I'll give you 3 sometimes for a good bird. Whatever you want. I was always good for my word. So I would get, and I get injured birds too. If I saw, if that bird ever gets injured, but it could still, breed, send it down to us, and sure enough, we kept, had a lot of birds. We had almost 100 Harris hawks at one time. So we had, 8, 10 pairs going constantly, and it was a crazy, it was out of control. But it worked. It worked.
No, I love it. That's great because you're committed to what's going on. So just like not bringing it back to goshawks again, but every goshawk breeder, Aaron's rolling his eyes, but watch. Every goshawk breeder, they say it's not the bird's fault, it's the falconer's fault.
Oh, I know.
Your bird's schizophrenic and it's, it has no muscle tone and it doesn't and it's a chamber bird. It's your fault. You must have done something. Yeah, you know what I mean? They're just breeding whatever they have, whatever they get from somebody for the best price.
That's exactly, and here's the main thing. This is Harris hawk breeders too. 90% of them don't fly their own birds. They don't fly birds at all. So to us, we fly our own birds. So it's in our best interest. I want to make better and better birds, not just for you and for you, but for all of us. I mean, because I'm flying these damn birds.
No, I want to make better birds for me first.
Yeah, me first, and then you later.
I hope to share that with you. Yeah, exactly right.
So it's all about it's pleasing. It's but again, most breeders do not fly their own birds at all. Don't even like I say, we constantly somebody loses a Harris hawk. Harris hawk dies, breeding project. They're just calling him. Oh, I need a male. What do you mean you need a male? You need a male that does certain things right. I just need a male. Well, no, So I just don't even talk to them.
Yeah, that's the problem, and there's a lot to be said about the way the bird's handled, and
Oh, there is.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, people like my sponsors, like trapping passage birds, and like they just power through it, and they finally get the bird going. That is like out of its mind, and like they catch it, and it's not fun, but it's like they got that bird that was probably going to die anyway. You know what I mean? Like that one genetic.
No.
And I just feel like with goshawkers, like the breeders, they're not doing what you're doing. I mean, they may say they are, but I don't have any.
No, I know that.
And I hate to say it like that. So see, Aaron, I was making a good point.
So
I give you credit.
I want to thank you for circling back to goshawks, but I think you bring up a really excellent point. And one thing that we've been pushing is that none of the breeders have a pedigree database except for the Harris hawk. And even the Harris hawk pedigree database is not used to its full potential. And I mean, if we're not keeping track of what we're breeding, I mean, we may all be selecting for different things, or maybe some people aren't selecting for anything, but I can give you an essay on why we should all be tracking this stuff. And it's a real shame that breeders are not doing that.
I will say that a couple guys that I do know are like Lance Christensen.
I've heard good things,
and Seth, and then even Mark Moglich. Like Moglich, like when I was talking about getting a bird, he didn't want. Like I was like, oh, I want a white one. I want this. And he's like, this is my best goshawk I've ever owned.
Yeah.
Killed more head than any other bird I've ever had. Whatever bird that she produces with this other male that's a beast, you'll have whatever it is. You'll have a great time with it. I want you to fly one of these birds.
That's what I would do.
I bought her, and sure enough, she was the best bird I ever flown. She's out in my view, North American. And Lance, and they had birds with the band from Finland. But like you said, a lot of it's just, I got this bird, I can't do anything with it. You want it. And the breeder's like, yeah, I'll take it. And he throws it in, and they make something, and then they sell them for $5,000. And it's like, you don't know what you're getting. It's like a tri-bred, and you're paying $4,000 for it. It gets a little, I wish, and I think in the future, as we keep going, I think what you guys are doing with Harris Hawks, keeping track of everything, very organized, very precise. I think that could go into every bird that people are breeding.
Well,
I don't know about
people
that.
have to start being interested in it. It's so funny too, because some falconers are like, or some breeders that are like, well, I don't know, maybe the feds will use this against me sometime. It's like, this is all in the federal database anyway. I mean, it's like, I don't understand but also if we have to ever justify the wild take or anything like that, or bringing birds in from other countries, it's always better to be responsible and say, hey, look, we're keeping all this data. We know what we're lacking. We need an influx of new blood because of this deleterious allele, or whatever it is, And
then here's the other thing too is, I guarantee you, 50% of falconers don't believe in selective breeding, except they've got a selectively bred dog.
Yeah, that's completely true.
But a hawk,
but not for a hawk,
you can't. Oh, hawks, no, that wouldn't work. But with a dog, that's fine.
I couldn't agree more. It's like, what are the parents are great. You couldn't do it. You couldn't get it to do anything. The whole clutch couldn't do anything. Everybody that I know that bought one from you couldn't do anything with it. Right. It's all their faults, not my fault. Yeah. It's like, all right, and they're $4,000 a piece. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think there's one goshawk breeder that's very meticulous with what they do. And I think, as far as I know, now you guys, please tell us, you're the only Harris Hawk breeders that are that meticulous, as far as I know.
One guy, Tennessee is now,
There are some.
Austin Moats has got a bunch of our birds, and he's been doing quite well.
Certainly, Bob Armbruster.
Bob Armbruster. They're two or three, but the majority, you're right, vast majority. And
everyone I know that breeds them they're throwing whatever they got.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. The vast majority are. And wait, here's the other thing too.
Or they're not keeping records really of what they bred.
So after we're sold out, usually in the first day or two, I want to help anybody else try to find a bird. And they always ask, well, who should I call? I said, we don't even know who even breeds Harris Hawks or goshawks anymore. There used to be a list. I don't know if you guys are old enough. There used to be NARBA, and it had, who bred what, telephone numbers, and I don't even know half the breeders of Harris Hawks, Anyway, love to help people sometimes. And plus, even if I know, do they breed good birds? I have no idea. Nobody talks to each other anymore about that,
It's a good point. I mean, when I was looking to get my first goshawk, there was something on NAFA though. It had a list of the species and then and that's how I got it. And I was your typical. You guys would have hated me. I was your typical guy.
I hate you now.
I'm just kidding. I was kidding. I'm giving you guys props, all right? Okay. I would just call and I'd be like, "Oh, you're breeding goshawk? All right. How much for a female? Oh, this much. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
How much for a female? Okay, thanks." It was like the biggest mistake. You know what I mean? It's like
you were just this female you could get.
Pretty much, yeah. And when I was calling, female North Americans were like $1,500, $1,800. Insane. Now they're like, everybody wants them. They're so expensive. It's crazy. It just goes like this.
And I've always been envious of the goshawk breeders. I got a bunch of friends that breed goshawks, and they get rid of them at a couple weeks old. I mean, it's like, damn, it's like I'm keeping mine 18, 20 weeks, but I got food. I got six freezers, big freezers for the food, 5,000 pounds of food to feed these things, and these guys,
Yeah. So do you guys feed nutria?
Yeah, nutria and rabbits. That's our main
and
food.
Squirrels.
Yeah. And squirrels. Yeah. Nutria, rabbits, and squirrels. Yeah.
I do want to discuss squirrels here, but I do.
Sure.
As far as nutria is concerned, are you getting the byproduct of fur?
No, they don't trap for fur anymore. They trap for a bounty. It's a $6 bounty per tail. They cut the tails off and just throw the animal away, basically. So,
but we used to get them.
I used to get them for the fur, but the fur industry's going to collapse.
Yeah.
So now it's just for the bounty. Since they're invasive, and there's millions of them that eat the marsh out. So what they do, they pay $6 a tail, and so they just throw the nutria over the side that they shoot it. And so I say I'll pay you $2.50, $3 to bring it to me and have it gutted. And so I travel down the Cajun country, basically, chop off the feet, the tail, cut them up, put them in bags, and pick up 100 at a time, and fill up the freezers with that. And we catch a few hundred rabbits and squirrels and stuff, and it all adds up. But still, it's the food. Just when those when young start growing, they eat 4 times what an adult eats. And anyway, it's just.
We used to drive down to Delacroix, so down into the marsh of this Cajun town, and we would get to the end of the highway. And this guy, our trapper, lived at the end of the highway, and he would just have a big pile of nutria on the highway. And we would just back our pickup truck and load them. And they were gutting them and skinning some of them as we were loading them up, and they were throwing the belly flaps to brown pelicans that were in the water right there in the bayou.
And how big is the nutria for people that don't?
15 pounds is a big one, But here's the deal too. If you want to talk about nutrients for about 1 minute, but so they also put the fear of the Lord in us, because we can't hunt. We used to hunt the marsh. We used to hunt some areas of marsh that didn't have nutrients in them. Now we can't find any place that doesn't. So they're really easy to catch. They're basically like a very slow moving. They got loose fur, loose skin like a hamster. So when a hawk grabs them, they can kind of turn inside their skin and just bite the hawk's feet right off, because they have big teeth like beaver teeth, big giant orange teeth. And so they just bite the hawk's foot off, a toe off, whatever, and not sporting and all. Even if a golden eagle wouldn't even matter. I mean,
we've watched bald eagles hunt them very carefully. Like a bald eagle will wait and try to get around to the back of to get the nutria by the back of the neck or the top of the head. And it hunts it. It'll take an hour to try to get a good shot on the nutria sometimes, But
they're ruined. They're so common and they're so easy to catch. So anytime I go to a spot, I see a bunch of nutrients on. I go.
And you do not, like humans, like I've been bitten by nutria time. You do not want to be bitten by nutria.
Oh man, I got scars on my leg right now still.
Really?
Anyway,
How did you get bit by nutria?
Because the hawk caught it.
Hawk caught it, and I jumped on the nutria, and I couldn't kill. I was dealing on it, and it just started gnawing on my leg through my jeans. And I couldn't.
You tried to do the kneeling rabbit technique on it.
Yeah, it didn't work. It worked eventually. And then Jen said the hawk had 13 hawk's foot was just hanging. So Jen went to the nearest friend's house and put it on top of the stove. That was our best light. She sewed the thing up to 13 stitches in the hawk, and it was fine. We have all the surgical stuff with us all the time when we go hawking. Anyway,
wow, it's like
she didn't sew me up. Yeah, she didn't sew me up. Just left me alone.
So a muskrat and a nutria, I guess it's like a similar kind of creature.
So if you had to pick, you would rather your hawk catch a muskrat because they're a good bit smaller and their jaw, they're a good bit smaller and their jaws are and their teeth are not as powerful. But that used to be what filled up our marshes, and now because of the introduction of the nutrients have taken over quite a bit. They're more dominant, but we still have muskrat, and they're great food because they're smaller, so the bone size is more appropriate for a hawk or whatever.
Yeah, so I predominantly feed if our friend of the show Tom Cullen doesn't get to him before I do. During the molt, I only feed muskrat and beaver from trappers.
Yeah, I love muskrat.
It's like dirt cheap.
Yeah,
right.
Awesome meat, rich, really rich, and it's like $3, $4 a quail for this little quail, and you get a muskrat for like $2 this big in a bag. It's like it's a no-brainer. But the bones, like you said, and I'm only dealing with 4 or 5 birds. Right. So like I can take my hatchet and kind of chop stuff up so it's more manageable. But yeah, they try to swallow that thing and like it's a joint and opens up in there. Right. Like you can have a problem. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a problem with the nutrients being big. Is so when I'm feeding the babies in the nest, I give it to the parents to feed them, of course. But so I'll take up a piece of nutrient. I just take the back end of the hatchet, the blunt end, and smash all the bones, and then I cut it with the sharp end, and just and basically kind of nutrient hamburger with the bones included, and then give them that. Then the babies get the bones. They got to have so much bone when they're growing, as you know.
Yeah.
So I just can't. Anyway, that's the only way I can do the nutrients. And the rabbits are much easier, smaller bones. But
so you're chopping up every day. You got to go out and feed all those birds.
Every day, 48 quart ice chest once a day when we're doing 48 quart to the top. Food every day.
Do you have a walk-in freezer or something?
I got nine, just chest freezers.
Jeez.
9 of them.
Wow. And you're getting the nutria for free?
No, I paid about $3 a piece, something like that. They got to bring them out of the marsh, and I want to rewater. And plus, I can't have them. Not a lot of them are shooting them now, so of course, I end up buying a lot of the copper bullets now for them and stuff because they claim they can't get them. I can't have them shot with lead, and some of them trapped. I want them trapped if I can, but a lot of these guys with airboats, they'll kill 300-400 a day. And then, with the airboats just going around, so that they just shoot them with a shotgun, and so, but now they shoot them with steel shot, all of them, and I got a magnet too. I got a magnet over them, everything.
So you're chopping it up with a hatchet, running a magnet.
Oh yeah, so now you got all that stuff. It's just
And so we hand raise the babies for the first 6 days, and for those we have ground up nutria. Mm-hmm. So we have a meat grinder.
I have a giant meat grinder I used to use for alligator work, and then I just run the whole nutria through the meat grinder. Hair and skin, all that would feed off, but that is excellent food, and then it's a Vitahawk to that, and you're good to go,
Yeah. So with all that being said, do you, honestly, and this is kind of a tough question, do you think you're actually making money?
Oh no, that's not. Well, I mean, I'm not losing money, I guess. Well, I mean, if you put my time in it, I'm making a penny an hour. I don't know how you look at this. Yeah, how do you look at it?
You're selling birds for what, $1,000 each?
Yeah, 1,100 now. But mainly, average over the years was probably 800-900. But yeah. And keeping them that long. And
people will scoff at that price because falconers are tightwads.
Right.
But you were putting. I would be shocked if you're making money.
Oh no, you can't make no. I'll make enough money probably for a hawking trip for a week here and there. I mean, it's nothing. No, you're not going to earn a living doing that, no.
You got to up those prices. And Aaron, you should know better to ask any bird of prey breeder if they're making money on selling birds, because they all say they're not.
Well, yeah, the big. Well,
we all know that.
I think some of the people who are, filling up a plane that's going to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi probably.
He'll still say he didn't. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. He'll still say I didn't make anything. It broke even.
And it's a strange world. All these prices. People ask me, how these prices. I guess I was involved with pricing Harris Hawks early on. I was one of the first breeders, and nobody knew what they were doing. And then all of a sudden, people are charging a whole lot for goshawks, and why goshawks cost more than Harris Hawk now, I don't really know, because they're going to live half as long. I mean, on average, I'm just being honest, they're not going to live very long, and a Harris Hawk can sometimes outlive you, and you kind of go, it's just the way it is. I don't know.
There's many reasons why a goshawk is more expensive, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to get it.
No, it's just.
They're harder to breed. Number one, they're harder.
Yeah, they're harder to breed.
They're definitely harder. They're temperamental. They're a pain in the ass to breed. Right. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're probably a little inflated. I mean, I don't even think they're inflated. I think you guys should bring your price up around.
It's whatever the
$3,000 for a female,
I guess.
$2,000 for a male. It's a Coulson Harris Hawk. It should be $2,000, $3,000. That's it. That's what I would do. You're selling out in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Supply demand. Supply demand. Bring that up.
I know it's true. I'm just, I'm not very money oriented.
No, that's fine. It's okay. You just have to go on the computer and just write.
Casey, chill out. I hope to buy one from them one day. So calm down. All right.
There you go.
Aaron has enough Harris Hawks as it is, and I may want one too. I am bi-curious with the Harris Hawks these days.
It will hunt. Don't worry.
They're cool birds. They are. I'm not gonna lie.
on the subject of Harris hawks, and you had said squirrels. You don't hunt squirrels, correct?
Well, we hunted squirrels forever. We caught hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of squirrels. But here's the deal: that's when we're flying 6 at a time, and squirrel hunts. Well, you talk to Dave Pincher, he's a great guy. We know him, but again, it's where you hunt. His idea: we had 6 hawks up. And it's a real jungly, viney place. Vines, just jungle vines.
And tall trees.
100-foot tall trees. And if something goes wrong, the vines are the killer. Without vines, they end up coming to the ground. With the vines, they catch them in the vines, and the hawks are fighting, and they're trying to grab through this, and it's a mess, and they got bit a whole lot. And so what we hunted there because we had 50% rabbits and 50% squirrels. So we basically went hawking rabbits and caught squirrels because they were there and we couldn't avoid them. So, but again, we had so many injuries, not deaths or anything, but lost toes completely. But again, we fly a lot of birds, hunted every day, and it added up. We're catching, hundreds of squirrels and hundreds of rabbits. But
it was one of the reasons we were flying like 10 or more too, because we would just rotate them.
Whoever got injured, we let them rest and keep going, but I'm not against squirrel hunting. It's just that I enjoy rabbit hunting more because I have rabbits. It's what you have, I guess. Is what I have squirrels too, but
well,
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, honestly, some of those captive red Harris hawks, they'll just be like giving their foot to the squirrel. I mean, if the squirrel has the upper hand, oh yeah, go ahead, just keep chewing on me. And
they don't care. They don't care about getting bit. They're so aggressive.
And they're also just sticking their feet down holes in the top of the tree.
We have raccoon problems all the time.
Rather than raccoons and squirrels and stuff where you're like, I can hear that there's a squirrel in there and I can't get to, that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's just. So
it was less trouble. And then once a Katrina hit, it destroyed all our forest areas. So we never needed. We didn't have any squirrels. It wiped out the squirrels completely where we hunted. Completely. They didn't drown because they're up in trees, but they didn't have any acorn crop for 2 years or so. So they just starved to death again. But the rabbits came back, and so we basically all those trees got knocked down. So we basically moved them all open areas to hunt. Now we hunt areas that don't have squirrels, not intentionally. It's just kind of the way it's evolved. And so we're back to hunting pure rabbits now. But we used to catch a lot of squirrels, and so we definitely know about it.
It is intentional.
But I don't. Yeah, we don't have the woods anymore.
Yeah,
I used to when I flew the last time I flew Harris hawks, I would catch squirrels, but this go round I've got Harris hawks again now. I'm not planning on hawking squirrels with them.
Right.
Just because they're so hard on them. They just get so beat up. And like you said,
and they're good.
They're reaching into holes in trees to grab squirrels.
Right. And they're really good at catching squirrels. They're really good at it. That's the trouble too. They've been. I mean, flying 6. I mean, the squirrels they've always been. They were going to catch it, but didn't get in a hole. They weren't going to catch it. It was just like, but now, once they caught it, then it wasn't any fun. It's like, oh, geez, I get there and try to, make sure nobody gets bit and all this stuff.
Now, flying heavy, does that make any difference with a Harris hawk?
I think so, but here's the deal: we never fly heavy because of we're hunting small areas. We got to be able to get them back quickly all the time. We call them, I want them to come. But again, you're right. Flying them heavy I've seen heavier birds like they handle a hot potato. They kind of let them go and try to grab them again and this kind of stuff. And
it's also really warm here.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
So you can get away with flying a bird a lot heavier.
It's a very good point.
Someplace where it's going to be a lot colder too, I think.
Because that's our big thing on the show is, goshawks don't get bit. And if you fly them heavy, they definitely don't get bit. It's like, if you live somewhere where it's 90 degrees all the time, you can't fly heavy. You won't catch anything.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But also, Casey, when people say that, do they actually catch like 100 squirrels or so?
I caught about 80 squirrels last year with a goshawk. She get bit once, but
she didn't.
No.
Good.
She'll let him. She'll let him go. She'll just let him go.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, if you watch it, it's very. They'll literally they'll have it in the air, and I'll slow it down on the GoPro, and you'll see the squirrel spinning, and they'll chuck it ew, like they're saying ew, and they'll chuck it,
they see
and then come over it, and then just pound its head, and both feet are on that. They're very. I don't think Harris hawks are. They're not. Squirrels are not their quarry.
I've never seen one do that. Yeah.
No, and think about in the wild, that's not their quarry. Goshawks, that's their quarry. They're eating squirrel. They're in the trees. They're in the mountains. They're chasing squirrels.
No, it is. Squirrels are big.
And redtails. Redtails are a mixture of the two. They don't like getting bit, but they'll take a bite. But they have the feet to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Harris hawks are kind of like a red tail where they'll take a bite, but their feet don't match up. And it's not even their natural quarry if you think about it. They're chasing rabbits, they're chasing feathered game.
I have a lot of ground squirrels. The ground squirrels are real evil out west. But
they're bad.
It's a whole different squirrel. I mean, it's totally different.
Yeah, I don't know much. I don't, and I'm not. That's not a jab at Harris hawks at all.
No. That's a good observation. That makes some sense. It's just, but our birds were always so aggressive. They just didn't give a rat's ass where they got bit enough. They just didn't ever change their foot. They didn't. It's bite my toe.
Or how about it's biting me on the back? It's got me on the alula area of the wing into the bone, and then you're like, wow, that's
yeah.
And then people say, don't help them. You're like, well, I'm going to help my hawk.
No.
Let them work it out.
Yeah.
No, not my hawks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think not helping them.
Squirrel.
Not helping them is a double-edged sword. It could either be really good or you could have a really big problem. I remember I ran up on a red tail one time, and the squirrel had it by the ridge over the eye, and the bird was upside down, and the squirrel is growling and shaking its head like a pit bull. And I'm like,
the squirrel is winning.
I'm like, this red tail sucks. Squirrels are rough. They're and like up here, squirrels everywhere, right?
Yeah.
My sponsors, Paul, Phil, goshawks only. We're chasing rabbits and we catch squirrels sometimes. That's even their motto.
Sure,
what I mean? And it's just a dangerous quarry. You got to be careful. It's just it is.
And to get back to your question, if all I had was squirrels and squirrel woods like a lot of people have, I would hunt squirrels. I'd probably still hunt them with Harris hawks, but I also another friends in Georgia use tape on their feet. Have you heard about the tape deal? They tape up the toes and all that. Pain in the ass, but it did work. It did work quite a bit.
Yeah, there was a cool YouTube video when I was a kid. I remember, and it was a video that had two red tails being flown in a cast, 2 female adults in a cast. Somebody's probably knowing what I'm talking about because that video was cool. And then it was a guy casting his Harris hawks before the hunt, putting like wrestler tape on all 3 of his Harris hawks' toes on every joint. And I was like, dang, that looks like
probably Tom Blackburn.
That's probably Tom Blackburn in Georgia.
Yeah.
Probably it was a I just remember as a kid watching it.
Or did that anyway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably him then because
he left it on. Sometimes they leave on the tape for about a week.
Shane fatigue.
Change it once a week or something, and he got by pretty good. But then it hurt the dexterity somewhat. I know it. Anyway, you always trading off something, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, personally, I'd rather chase rabbits all day long.
Yeah, I got a gene for hunting rabbits. I'm better at it. I like the way to hunt. I like the layout hunts, and I don't know. It's just got it's like I don't know, rabbit whisperer almost a bit. I've been hunting for 60 years. You know what I mean? It's like that's all I'm good at. That's it.
Part of my brain is counting rabbit turds all the time.
All the time.
It is. It's also it's not only counting the turds, it's looking at how fresh they are.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a formula in my head that's something about like a certain area, and it knows like, oh, this is good. And this is going to be okay, but I don't know.
I'm easily pleased by a big pile of rabbits.
Oh, there's a rabbit.
There's
a rabbit really close right now, and we need to find it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, if you're not noticing rabbit turds in the field, then there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you live out west, where it's just like the whole ground is rabbit turds.
Yeah. That's the way it is here usually.
Still find a hard time ignoring it.
So you guys make, because I've heard about this through the grapevine from other podcasts, people. You guys make like this annual, like big trip, out west, and you just catch a whole bunch of game.
Yeah. Well, we go. Well, here's the deal. It was since that rabbit fever. Sometimes 3 or 4 trips, and we go to Wyoming, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma, you name it.
California,
Utah, California.
Awesome.
Anyway, we have a rabbit saw. We try to go, just anywhere with a rabbit saw. The jacks are up, wherever's up, whitetail jacks, blacktails, cottontails. I don't care what it is. We just try to find places where they're up. And just cutting, get a few friends, drink some beers at night and hunt all day, and it's good times, and bring a lot of rabbits home for food.
Yeah, we're hoping to go later this month.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
You going to NAFA?
No. Well, NAFA's in a bad spot. Here's the deal with NAFA. Love them to death, been supporting them for years, but they don't hold meets with this game. I mean, they could be game here this year by luck, but nobody scouted it. Sometimes they hit the right spot, but I'm not going to go where there's no game. I mean,
tell us more.
Yeah. But wait. They hold it in a spot that's 50 miles from Jackrabbit, 100 miles from Jackrabbit. You go to Panhandle, you got Jackrabbits. You got half the people there off on the East Coast. They want to catch their first Jackrabbit. Well, why don't you hold it where they have Jackrabbits? It's just 100 miles further.
Yeah, I was debating about going this year, but I guess I know my answer. I'll just skip the whole meet and I'll just meet you guys.
There you are. You really seriously.
I'd love to see the way you guys work a field. Like working a rabbit field and cutting angles and cutting rabbits off.
I don't know if there's any brains involved at all.
It's not even brains. It's just like you said. It's
intuition. It's almost intuition of some of you.
It is.
Do it and which way the wind's blowing. The rabbit's going to do that, and so. But yeah, you're welcome. I mean, seriously, welcome to come on here sometimes. We had a lot of rabbits here. Yeah.
Oh, I would be there. Yeah. Listen, we can make it happen this year. Aaron's probably like 10 minutes from you guys.
Yeah.
How far?
How far is Charlotte from you guys?
Oh, what do you mean?
8 hours.
Oh, wait, driving hours?
9 hours?
Yeah, probably 9 hours, 10 hours. Yeah,
that's easy.
Oh, wait, Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte's further.
And that's more south than you, Aaron?
Yeah, we're right outside New Orleans. We're right north of New Orleans. We used to be in New Orleans, but we're like 35 miles north.
Yeah, I think I drove to Texas a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was a week ago. And I passed New Orleans.
Yeah. You went I-12.
That was about halfway.
You went I-12 going above New Orleans, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, right by I-12 is like 4 miles from here. Yeah.
Cool. Just stopped in and said hi.
Yeah.
So when Aaron has a passage, by the way.
Oh, good.
So he has a passage Harris Hawk, and when he gets that bird going, I'll come down to Aaron's house, and we'll take one car and we'll come hawk with you guys.
Oh, that'd be cool.
All right, cool.
I am so in. Aaron, are you in? I'm in.
I'd love to.
So
yeah.
Here's the deal: if you got a goshawk, you won't catch a thing now, seriously. But later in the winter, when it dies down a bit, like January, February, a goss will be okay here for the rabbits, because the rabbits right now you can't see the gosses aren't the best at crashing cover. I mean, they're good at chasing stuff down. This is like stuff, But anyway, it's going to get better. It's going to get better, and it'll be good.
You've been watching guys hawk rabbits out west too long, man.
No.
They're pounding through brush like a red tail. These birds. Otherwise, they don't eat. They don't eat. They go home hungry if they don't.
No, all right, that's good. All right,
No, I think it would be fun. It'd be fun. Me and Aaron will film the whole thing. We'll have a talk. We'll have a couple beers. It'd be great.
All right.
I mean, see that, Aaron? I'm planning the whole thing. Let's do it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, sounds great.
I'm serious, but it's good.
I always tell myself I need to.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
I'll bring a backup bird.
You guys,
we have
Tom and Jen, you guys make sure you have a couple Harris Hawks Casey can use when it's.
We had a couple. Yeah.
When mine kills herself, I'll just buy a Harris Hawk for you, and I'll
There you go.
So I want to ask you guys on the subject of going out west. Anytime I've been out west a couple times to try and catch a jack, and it's never come together.
I was there. Trust me. Go ahead. I was there. I interrupt you. I was there one time, so go ahead.
Yeah. Well, one theory I have is I feel like I need more time, like a week total. Yeah. Get out there. It takes you 2 or 3 days to get there. Then you're hunting 2 or 3 days, and then you got to drive back. And
the wind blows 100 miles an hour. It's this and that. Yeah. You got to spend at least a week, I'm thinking, with a new bird. I mean, not always, but. And here's the deal I've learned over the years. I failed like you. I failed quite a few years in a row way back when with red tails, Harrises on jacks, passage Harrises. And anyway, I finally figured out to try to put everything in the advantage to the hawk. So I started off just trying to find jackrabbits. And when I was happy when I found jackrabbits, I would just fly them day after day after day, fail, almost catch them. Because I was hunting them in basically what looked like golf course habitat. Short grass, no obstacles. Jackrabbit saw the hawk coming, had all the moves. The hawk was excited, but not that excited. And I go, what's
we
wrong?
Call it the fast track.
I call it fast track does. So I don't hunt them on a fast track unless I've got really experienced birds. So back in the day, I didn't know I had to do that. So once I started figuring it out, it took me forever because, we only got a week out there at a time. Like I had a job and all, got a little time here and there. But I started finding out, well, if I can find them in taller grass or downhill and taller grass, then it makes the jackrabbit look more like a cottontail. It gives the bird confidence. All they see is the top of the jackrabbit. And, I don't mean tall grass, but, calf-high grass, And
also, you're more likely to get a closer
slip,
Not
that way.
necessarily, but maybe, yeah.
And so we learned how to set the young hawks up the first year out there to go straight. We're not looking for numbers of jacks. We're looking for the right jack. And so we went to get those right jacks. Sure enough, they would score pretty quick and it would build up their confidence. And then we could go and hunt almost anywhere in time. But even now, if I see a fast track, I'm going, we'll catch one or two here, but I'm not going to fill up the truck with these jacks because they're looking at you 100 yards away. They got a plan already in their head how to get away. They playing with the wind. They know all this stuff. Sure, I can catch one, but I'm going to spend half a day where I can go over there. Well, I got a bunch of scruffy areas and a bunch of where the jack's got a curve, and he's got to think also while he's being chased. When it's an open space, he's got every move in the book is in his favor to me. So we try
and it can turn on a dime.
Yeah, as we know, turn on a dime, and they use the wind like nothing, as you know. They use fences and whatever else. So anyway, yeah. So we try to get taller grass is the secret to me, and if you could get downhill in tall grass, I mean, even the most meek bird will usually hunt them. And anyway.
Do you think the taller grass slows them down?
It makes the rabbit run straight away, and they put their ears down. And it makes them look small. It makes them look more like a cottontail, I think. So the bird has confidence.
And they don't run as fast.
Yeah.
Right? And also, like tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed's good to hunt them in. Real good to hunt them
in. What do you mean? Like when you see the big accumulations of tumbleweed?
Well, yeah, in that area. So sometimes it's green tumbleweed. It hasn't even died yet, but it's green tumbleweed. You can get them in that. It basically limits, once you get a close slip, real close slip, because they're hiding in there. They really think they're hiding. So when you walk in there, the thing jumps up 3 feet from you. And a lot of times a big hawk, before it could even think it's afraid of jackrabbit, it's already grabbed it. Because it's just, the nervous system goes, I got to grab it's fur. I see fur and they grab it. And then, the fight, you jump in and you help them and they get them eating a little bit and, off you go.
And it also doesn't look as big. And, people who are falconers who are from out west, they don't really understand. But it's like, yeah, you're coming from the east or we're coming from, the southeast. And our hawks have never seen a jackrabbit, or they see them once a year, or it's a lot to.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot to ask of a bird, whatever it is.
And they're also they're dealing with the big wide open that they're not used to seeing, and the wind. A lot of those birds haven't, and the long flights. All that kind of stuff is
altitude.
The altitude, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention the 20-hour drive.
Oh yeah, no. Right. That's where most Harris hawks excel. Also, is the drive. They don't mind. They'll get out. We'll drive. We drive like straight through. We get up. We leave at midnight. We want to hawk the first day. We'll drive 1,000 miles to get out. We'll hawk. We don't even motel. We just go straight hawking. They get out of boxes. They'll catch jackrabbits within 3 minutes out of the truck. I mean, it's like how the hell they don't even know where they're at, but they've done it for years. Some of them have, and but it amazes me. And a lot of. And some area, a lot of goshawks. I love all the birds of prey, but a lot of goshawks they would adjust, but they get there and they go. And redtail, I flew redtails forever, and I need a day or two to adjust and this and that, and and some of the passage Harris hawks can need adjusted time, and some captive, I'm sure, but
but
it really works out quite well doing that way. But yeah, I guess here's the deal, Mom. Hawking is give the bird every advantage that you can. Well, that's what everybody does. You try, but I try to think it out, and like we had a spot in Amarillo back in the day. It was an overpass on like not far from the interstate. It wasn't that busy. It was kind of like a grain elevator. And it was like a real steep overpass with big grass sod on with tall grass clumps. And you could walk up, and it was a concrete, road at the bottom, and it was like 50 feet straight down. We would watch for cars for each other. No cars were coming for quarter mile. Somebody get on the top of this, a little overpass and walk straight down. And you'd have a jack coming right at your feet, going straight downhill towards that road. I mean to tell you, you just whack them and stack them, so to speak. But it wasn't, and it was sporty for young birds because we got them going. And it's like it just was great, But again, you only do that once or twice on jacks. I'm not doing that again. They hit the road, but I always look for those little.
But they would get up there because they were getting the morning sun.
That's what I think. The morning sun. If you get a cold morning, you get a slope that's faced the morning sun. Those jacks will be all hunkered down right there. And I always look for that if I can.
Do you think that rabbits go? I found, just for me personally, and I want to know your opinion. I found that, like, if you're working a field and, like, you guys probably deal with like development kind of stuff where they bulldoze stuff and then it all grows in before they start the construction, and there's like mounds of dirt.
Yeah,
there's always rabbits up on those mounds. Is it just the sun, or is it some sort of like of advantage that they're finding up there?
That's a good observation, because I've seen that over and over again. Yeah, I've seen it with swamp rabbits, cottontails. Yeah,
it's also a spot that doesn't get cut, right?
The hills.
I mean, it depends.
Well, with us, sometimes it'll just be like goldenrod, let's say, and then it will just be like a hill. Yeah. And I could just do zigzags across the field, and the dogs are working, and like there's not really much moving, or maybe one or two. I know, like, we're going to hit that mound, and there's going to be at least one on the mound. Sometimes there's two or three. Yeah. And I'm like, why are they up there? They're always up there because, like, maybe they can see or hear.
Because I guess they got a vantage point for seeing predators and things. That makes sense. Or like I say, if it's cold, the morning sun's going to hit broadside on that if they get they're going to get some sun, but. Oh, that's
Maybe they're hitting the sun and then just sitting there, and they're just there.
And plus, a lot of times with the hills,
on the hills,
little hills, like construction hills. I'm talking about construction hills, like piles of dirt.
Yes.
Sometimes they'll leave pieces of concrete in there and junk. Well, they'll have a hole underneath, like a bunch of wood in there, and they'll have a little escape spot too in those hills sometimes where it's not.
They always have, as you know, there's always a plan when a rabbit flushes.
Yeah, always a plan.
There's always a plan every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get in to be a pain in the butt here, but when I was young, we used to hunt them out of irrigation pipes even out west. You go out west, and let's say you go to Farmer Jones's house. He's got a bunch of these aluminum irrigation pipes about 4 or 6 inches across, and they always got cottontails in them. Oh. And you can line those pipes up and run a rod in there and run a rabbit out and catch 50% of them, whatever. And but again, I've seen friends actually catch the rabbits by hand and then try to move the rabbit. It's like, no, once you touch that rabbit,
doesn't count.
That map in its head is gone. It doesn't know what to do. It's amazing how it's lost all its homing instincts and its escape tactics. So I don't even hunt irrigation pipes anymore, but even now I'm going, man, just do not touch a rabbit ever. Just leave it alone, just let it go what it's going to do. And anyway, yeah.
Well, my feeling, and Aaron, I think most people agree with me, us normal people that catch less than 100 a year, when you touch the rabbit, it doesn't count anymore.
Yeah.
Rabbit, squirrel, anything. If you touch it first, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Then it's a baggie.
It's a baggie. It's a baggie.
Yeah.
Exactly. And listen, if I'm going out west and there's irrigation pipes, I don't care what people say about pipe bunnies or this nonsense. I'll catch 50 in those. I don't care. That's so fun to me. I would have so much fun.
And you're right. And you're completely right. It's all about fun, isn't it? If you have fun, what the hell? And plus, you're going to use it for food. It ain't like,
I'm trying to fill my freezer. I'm not trying to place. I'm not trying to do
I got no. Hey, when push comes to shove, I'll see you at the pipes.
Yeah, I'll meet you at the pipes at 4:00. Let's go.
I mean, if I haven't caught anything all day, I'll see you there, bro. I'll see you.
Wow.
If you luck today, I'll meet you at the pipes at 4:00. That's hilarious. Yeah, I see those videos and I'm getting like aroused. It's amazing. They're just like at a tape measure, and there's like run out of one pipe on the dirt, like in the wide open. I'm like, this is heaven. Like, well, I need to move out there. This is insane. And then people are like, oh, they're pipe bunnies. They don't. I'm like, get out of here. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Catch some rabbits, man. Grow up. Who cares?
Yeah,
I'm out here bleeding. I'm bleeding. I'm sweating to death. Trying to catch one rabbit for my birthday catch. If I got a rabbit in a pipe, that's my whole day right there.
No. Hey, I'm not. No. If you drove 1,000 miles, maybe do it. Yeah.
I'm leaving it with something.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I've got a young bird that hasn't caught something, I'm like, can I please, just a baby bunny, please?
Anything right now. Oh yeah, if it's moving, if it's alive, I don't care what it is. Just kill it so that we can have some success. Like, I'm 100% with you. 100%.
And you guys are using a T-perch out west, I'd assume, right?
Yeah, if we can. When the wind gets too high, we're hawking up the glove. We kind of trade them both ways, but yeah, the T-perch, we were late. I didn't use the T-perch till probably 20 years ago because we always hunted in the woods. I didn't hawk up the glove even because it was always in high trees until Katrina. And then we lost that area. We kind of moved to more open areas, and then we moved to T-perch. And then out west, the T-perch, we can't hold, bird on each hand. And also we're flying 4 birds. The T-perches were just perfect for that, And Harris hawks love them. I got friends that fly goshawks. Everybody out west flying goshawks on now. They love them, On chucker, that's the way to go. Trust me,
It's I feel like a dork anytime I'm holding the T-perch, but it's what you gotta do, right?
Oh yeah. I don't like I love them. It ain't like I would like to not, but we don't have any trees where we are, and the weeds are just it's like the weeds over your head, so it's kind of like, hey, you got to,
What's your preferred T-perch? Is PVC pipe with?
No. Way too heavy. No, carbon fiber is the way to go, brother. Carbon fiber. Yeah.
How are you making that?
You just cut off. You can order it. We're looking. We're gonna order some more.
What is it? A pool?
Yeah.
A telescoping pole.
Telescoping pole for like pool cleaning, like pools, and real long. It's real light. Doesn't weigh anything. Like everything will weigh 600 grams. The pole, the T-perch on top, the T, everything 600 grams.
Larry Franzel, who's a falconer, had made us a couple of perches out of this carbon fiber. And they were collapsible. Well, it turned out collapsible was just a weak spot. So we were like, we don't need it to collapse. So we, re-engineered it. But it's so light, because sometimes if you're flying 4 hawks, it's like he's flying 2, I'm flying 2. But guess what? Sometimes they're all in the same T-perch, and you got several rabbits in your bag, and you're like, oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, you can cut down on the weight,
Yeah, just
how are you doing the cross?
The PVC joint. I just think about PVC, put over the end, just a T, run another piece of carbon fiber through that, and just put AstroTurf on top of that. Okay. I'll send you a picture. We'll send you a picture or something. Yeah. It is a killer.
I just assumed like I don't really like T-perches. Okay.
No, we don't.
They gross me out a little bit. But if I was going to use one, I was just figured like a painter's pole, like for painting ceilings.
Yeah.
You don't use one of those?
It's heavy.
I was only 5.5 foot tall. We don't have tall ones that 5.5 foot. And, so that's what we use. They're not cumbersome. They're real light.
If you see how the hawks
love them,
like the T-perch is on the ground, and the hawk just goes and flies over and waits on its T-perch. It's like I'm waiting for that to get. And also, like as soon as you see them catch something that went behind you off of the T-perch, you're like, this is giving the hawk a big advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And
so how do you
don't have dogs? So you got dogs, you son of a bitch.
Anything that gives my hawk a big advantage is something I'm doing.
You put food on it, let them hop back and forth to food.
They learn that. So one day they just love it. Well, it's all you have to catch is a rat off a T-perch, and they go, "Oh, this is God's gift to me." Coming back to this thing. And so we never. We like once every other hunt. If a hawk's way far away with a chase level, we might have to put a piece of meat on a T-perch to get them just to come quick. But we can't. Here's the other thing: we don't even own a lure or anything. You can't put a lure with 4 Harris hawks out. You can't go this traditional stuff.
No.
I got a dead. Well, right now I'm using a drumstick, a frozen drumstick in my bag. So if something goes wrong, I either got a dead rat, dead squirrel, something frozen. I use every day for the whole year. And it probably smells like ass, but anyway, I just throw this up in the air. If something's way far away, it'll come, and I just put it back in my bag before they get there, and that's all lure, But I can't put anything on the ground. You can't. It would be a mess, And they would like to deal. You'll see if you come. You'll see. They will kill each other, anything. They don't fight at all, but if a piece of meat gets stuck on one's beak, that's bad. You got to run in there and do something about that. That happened yesterday.
Just happened, yeah.
Yeah, it's like people like, okay, so listen, I'm not like, the kids would say I'm glazing you guys, but I'm trying not to, but it is interesting because and I think it's because I'm friends with Tom now, because I moved 20 minutes away I literally live 20 minutes from Tom. So it's like, so he's like opening up my eyes to this stuff, and we're getting out hawking, and I'm seeing his breeding, his breeding the Harris hawks, and we're flying birds, and I'm seeing them. And I'm like, these birds are actually like, you know what I mean? Like I misjudged them. They're very cool birds. And he had one bird that didn't get along with other birds, and somebody tried to fly, and we were like, all right, let's try it. And we flew another bird, and they just immediately start fighting with each other. And it's not like what people think, where you just, we got 20 hair, we'll just throw them up. It's like, it doesn't always work like that. Like you kind of have to like.
It's a whole process to get along with.
So I say that we're the referees. Because even our birds that, they fly together all the time, well, they can still get in a fight over, they thought, this one thought it caught the rat, or they, something stupid that they both want, right? So if I see a hawk, like, I actually know their facial expressions. Like, I'm like, oh, not even like hackles going up. I'm like, I don't like the way that hawk's looking right now. So like, let's do something different. Like, Tom, you take that one and I'll go put this one over here and give it a tidbit, or just change stuff up. Like, it needs to stop what it's thinking right now,
Yeah.
So we're referees and just making sure that, and like when they slam into each other, I'll just push one over. Like, you need to like get off of that bird. You're standing on that bird's leg, and
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how falconers, like, if you told somebody like I'll be able to read a bird of prey facial expression at some point in my life.
Well, she can, trust me.
It's like you'd be like, no, they don't, their faces don't make expressions, but like, yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And if I see something, and I'm flying imprint goshawks, and if I see like somebody walk out and like the bird kind of like does this little thing, I'm like, all right. And I start swinging. It's like, I saw something in her eye, and she had to.
Our friend Bob Armbruster's always like, oh, that's the happy noise. Well, that's not the happy noise. Like, which noise is it right now? Are we okay? Are we not okay?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you could just see the way, like, a little thing that like the bird moves, and you're like, oh, that's not good. That's not going to end well. And it also works in our favor. Right. You work in a field, and you don't see the rabbit, and the rabbit's tiptoeing, and the bird is not going to crash because she knows better.
Right.
And you're like, oh, she just did this little thing, and she just kind of like leaned. She just leaned like this and then stood back up, but you saw it. And you're like, oh, it's right there. And you run all the way around, and then you push, and then it runs, and you catch it.
Well,
it's amazing.
On a T-perch, I could feel like, oh, that hawk, like, I'm not even looking at what the hawks are doing, because I'm looking for rabbits, right? And where I think rabbits are. And I'm like, oh, I felt that there was a flinch on the hawk on the right.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That is cool.
You can feel it.
You feel that's cool.
And then I'm like, oh, wait, let me see. Oh, I see where it's looking. So I turn right there, and there's
Oh, that's neat. I didn't even think of that you would feel the flinch.
Oh, you can feel it. It's like a fishing rod. The carbon fiber is hollow, so you get all the. But here's another thing I'll bring up, just because it's kind of it could be controversial, but it's really interesting. We've done it forever. Is it works? It really works for hundreds of birds. Is we don't feed them up on a kill level, and that's probably but I mean ever. So like if we catch a rabbit, here's why it evolved just like like hunting with so many birds. It's just evolved naturally. You can't have 4 or 6 birds out and have one bird that caught the rabbit eating on a kill, feed it up while we try to manage the other 5 that don't pile in. You just can't do that. So we ended up basically, letting the hawk eat, 5 to 10 grams, and then basically prying it off, put the rabbit away, give it a tidbit, put it on the ground, call up to a tidbit, and go right back to hunting within maybe 2-3 minutes. We're back to hunting. And the whole group was hunting. So everybody's move. Nobody, idle minds, the devil's workshop with a bunch of birds. You can't have them sitting around looking at each other. You want to just move. So they never get to feed up on a kill. And the good news is, you think logically that would make them not very want to catch rabbits. I mean, that's what I would have thought. It's like, they're not, where's the incentive? They only get 5 to 10 grams. But if that's all they've ever known from day one, it doesn't. They can be 20 years old and they hunt just as hard, and it doesn't bother them one bit, And and so I think the good side of that too is they're always at weight. You come to a house tomorrow, every bird's at weight, always ready to hunt. There's no ups and downs because I didn't feed them, I didn't crop them up. So we get them home. And then we weigh them, again, and then we go feed them up, how much we need to get the weight right the next day. So they never got a crop on them ever.
But that's actually what we do with all species.
All species.
Like whether it's a Sharpie or a Kestrel or Merlin or,
We've flown, there are 20-some species. Yeah. Anyway, but it works.
I think the cropping up on the kill, I think it just... to be perfectly honest, I think it just causes more problems than it does.
It makes the human feel good. It's a natural. Plus, here's a lot of people don't. Well, suppose lots of times you get out your truck, you catch a rabbit or a squirrel in 5 minutes, and you only can hunt 2 days a week. Say a lot of people Saturday and Sunday.
That happens to us all the time.
So what do you do? Oh, I go home now. I feed it up and I go home.
And you know what? Some people are like, "Oh, great, I'm done."
It gives an excuse.
No,
it gives an excuse to actually. Oh, I caught one. I'm going home. I'm going shopping or whatever.
Yeah, those people are just trying to get their hands on an owl at some point.
Yeah, that's right.
No, and listen, I heard that advice. Sorry to interrupt you, but that advice I heard probably about almost 10 years ago, and it was from Mike Clark. He's a huge supporter of the show. He loves our show, and Mike said that he never feeds any of his birds up on the kill ever. And I was like, that's weird. And he's like, no, they catch, they get traded, they trade off to their standard reward, and we keep hunting. Yeah. And that's it. Right. At the end of the day, if they need a little something, I give them a little something.
Right, exactly.
And that's it. And it's like, I was always like, oh, my imprint goshawk, when it catches something, she has to eat as much as she wants to reinforce that. And it's like, it's good to do that a couple times, maybe. But if you keep doing it all the time, then good luck going for seconds because she's all mad at you now and she wants to kill you because you just pulled her off of her,
exactly.
her reward.
That's what I read. I read this in at least 10 books, I think, over the years, or NAFA articles. Let them catch 20 head, 15 head, 30 head, then pick a number, and then you go for doubles. Yeah. Whatever. You go, oh, no, you feed them up with the first 30, say, and then you go, but the bird doesn't know, oh, a number 31, you're going to take it away from me. Well, I'm going to be pissed. It's like,
I was taught the same thing. I was taught 10, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Get 10, and then you go for doubles after 10.
And so I've always liked the idea of being consistent.
Consistent, yes.
Instead, like, hey, this is your new life, and this is what you do. And this is how much you get, and that's it,
Yeah.
Well, I was lucky Bob Pendergrass taught me to never feed it on the kill.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. All right. There you go.
That's cool. Bob knows everything.
Yeah, you guys know Bob. You guys know Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Everybody knows Bob.
That was even a long time.
It's been too long. That's right.
Yeah, a long time. No, but it's
So, Aaron, how is your passage bird going?
I haven't had them terribly long. It's good. I mean, it's kind of, a little slower going than I would like. But
male and female?
So, two females. So I trapped, I got a permit to trap one, and then a friend of mine in Texas trapped one and transferred it to me.
Oh, good.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm,
any idea how old they are? I mean, are they any idea? Are they old birds or?
They have some black feathers on their bodies.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So I have no idea, but there's no wing feathers, just black.
Yeah. Right. I know.
That's not bad.
Yeah. That's what a problem with passage birds. It's legal to take a passage bird with a lot of adult feathers in it. A lot of adults. So they could be 2 years old, 3, but Jen's on work on all that stuff. It's legal. If they got, what is it, in Arizona? It's like they got 2 or 3, immature feathers. They're legal. I forget the
percentage.
Yeah, whatever it is. Some weird.
The first ones I got were in Arizona years ago. And it was like, I think they could have 25% adult feathers, I think, or maybe even 25% juvenile feathers.
Yeah, I think it was the
juvenile.
That's crazy.
The first bird I got, my friend is flying her, and she's a really good bird, but she is not She does not have Harris Hawk qualities. She's not amicable.
Right.
She's not easygoing. Forget about touching her. She's the type of bird.
Yeah.
You open the box, she comes out, she hunts, she'll jump off to kill, she'll follow you back, she'll fly in the box, but don't touch her.
Yeah.
Which is not what you want with a Harris Hawk.
Yeah.
No. But that's the other thing. People believe they're all alike. Well, back in the day, they used to call them clones. It kind of pissed people off a little bit, but they're not at all. I mean, God, they're all over the map on it. I mean, Jesus, just like Goss, just like Red Tails, they're all over the map as far as personality. Yeah.
Like she would not be a good candidate to breed.
Yeah.
Even though she's a good hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's those other qualities, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's a bird that I've ever had that didn't have at least one bad habit. I mean, you gotta find some bad habit. I mean, I don't mean the worst bad habit, but I got a bird right now that I really love. It eats grass. It literally eats grass. I mean, the bird's perfect.
Our yard looks like crop circles. I have one that does it too, you know, so it's like the radius of the bird.
It's a plucking grass, and then it's got a casting this big at the end of the damn day. So wait, how do you weigh the bird?
It's like,
how much grass am I weighing?
It's like 3 to 4 inch casting.
Yeah.
That's almost all grass. Yeah.
He disappears in the field and you find him eating grass.
Well, so it's like confounding for weight control too, right?
Because you don't know how much is it inside.
And they'll cast the grass and then go, oh look, that looks like food, and eat the grass casting again. You're like, oh, that's lovely. I mean, because you're like running across the yard trying to get the casting away from got it down,
That
so
one I think
you weigh them, and those castings can be like 10, 15 grams, 20 sometimes. Yeah.
I think that one in your breeding project, you should cull that one.
Yeah. I know. But again, if I didn't have grass, I wouldn't know about it. It wouldn't be a problem.
It's just good hawk. Yeah.
Oh,
you guys ever had Harris Hawks jump into dumpsters and eat trash?
I'm sure I've run that would, but I don't really. I guess I don't bring them around dumpsters too much, but I know they would.
Yeah, we had a couple of stories on this show.
If it's red in there, if it looks meaty, they're going in.
Yeah, and they're so smart that we had one guest and his bird flew into a dumpster and got a drumstick, and then after that, they could be hawking rabbits running all over a dog. And if it saw a dumpster anywhere, it would fly all the way to the dumpster and be, looking around for scraps. It's hilarious. They're so smart. I mean, you can't blame them.
Yeah, smart's good, and sometimes it's not so good. Yeah.
The grass thing, though, I think that one needs to go.
No, I know. It's annoying. Trust me, it's annoying. But really, when you think about every bird you've ever had, at least I've had, they got something. They got something that's going to this is a pain in the butt, But again, if they're good hunters, you put up with it. You just do,
Yeah, 100%. I think one of my birds. This was a couple of years ago now. I was like, what is the deal with her weight? Something is going on here, and something's really wrong. Anyway, she had eaten 30 grams of acorns.
Yeah.
And she cast them the next day, and they were all in one place. And I'm like, okay, now I know what happened.
Oh my God, that's
I was like, what did she catch?
They're so smart. They figured out they can get nutrients from vegetation.
That's it.
Is there anything about Harris Hawks that you guys want to share that you haven't been asked before?
Whoa. Yeah.
Take it easy, Aaron. You're hitting them with the
no, that's a good one. Yeah, you go ahead, Jen. You probably.
Well, I mean, I guess I just think that I think we have shared this before, but just to say it again, that I think that their potential has not really been realized. I think they're capable of doing a lot more than what anybody's really tried with them, especially when it comes to things like hunting different kinds of birds, game birds.
Yeah, birds.
And that could be, done with birds waiting on or.
Yeah, I really believe that you could hunt ducks with them quite well, waiting over a pond like you would a peregrine or something. I really do. I've seen it in England. I don't see why not.
Wild Harris Hawks
do it. Yeah,
do it.
I mean, imagine if you take a captive raised bird that's totally, a blank slate, and a male probably, and you take, you get it to soar. That's no big deal. You use a, drone, whatever, get it to get up 400 or 500 feet. No big deal for Harris. And then you put it over, you start, get a few baggy ducks and this and that, and then you put it over a duck pond. I mean, a duck coming up is not a hard, it's not a hard thing to catch. It has no moves. It's coming. I know they could do it. And reliably. I think somebody needs to just do it, be in the right place where you do it every day. And I think they could get quite good at it. Now, whether they be as good as a peregrine, I'm not claiming anything, but I just think it's another thing that you could probably do, Now, we've hunted sparrows a lot with them, small birds off T-perch. They can catch a lot of small birds. And Matt Mullinex has written a lot about that. And you have a ball
and
with
quail.
That. Quail, yeah. And they catch 100 quail a year in some area,
a wild Bob White with a tearful.
Yeah.
Nice. On the wing.
Yeah, awesome. So, and Bob in California was catching chucker with his male, and anyway, so you can do a lot more, but still, you got to hunt hunt what you hunt, and I'm happy with the rabbits we hunt now, and anyway, but I think the world's, even the goshawks have been flown for thousands of years, but they haven't been flown in every area of the world. I mean, all the time there's always some new game. There's new birds even hunting. What's the one in Florida they're hunting now?
The swamp hens.
Swamp hens now. Yeah. You can hunt with Harris hawks and gosses, and so it's always new prey coming along. And anyway, it's always evolving. I think that's good. It's always going to be evolving.
And I just think in the right hands.
Yeah.
A kind of a pet peeve of ours is people assuming that birds are going to get along.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, well, Harris hawks, you can hunt them together." Well, they're predators, and they should be treated as such, and they can be really deadly to each other. And you can also take a bird that's very social and really mess that hawk up by just throwing it in with some hawk that's going to attack it.
So, what do you guys do to introduce hawks if you want to start a cast?
Yeah, that's okay. We get that call constantly, and it's in the book a lot, but nobody really follows it mostly. It's really easy. What we kind of do is like say we train birds almost every year, new ones. And so let's say we both train a new bird. We'll just obviously they're in rows. Our birds look like a falconry meet. There's rows of 4 and 4, and in the weathering yard with a net over them and all protected, fence around them. But anyway, they're always seeing each other, always around other birds. That's number one. They're always around other birds. Number two is, we'll walk them together, handle them together, and then we start flying them on the crayons. Jen will, say, stand on the side, hold her bird, and I'll fly mine right by her bird, right by it. And then I'll fly it over Jen's bird's head. And I expect Jen's bird the first time to flip around like, oh, a bird flew behind me, a bird flew on my head. It's kind of like frightening or it's a threat. But if you do it a few times, it's kind of like background to them, another bird approaching them from the wrong position sometimes. So you want them to get them used to that. And that's 2 or 3 days. That's just why your crayons flying them anyway, 50 feet, on the line. And then, once they don't react to each other doing that, we'll go straight to a tree, saying, behind the house, they have a pretty good sized tree, and she'll throw hers on one side of the tree, and I'll have mine right next to her glove, and her bird will come right back to the glove, and I'll have my bird 6 inches from it. And my bird doesn't react to her bird, and vice versa. Then we'll throw them both in the tree, one on one side, one on the other side, call them back same time. Nobody looks at each other. Everything's cool. Then we go on to hunting. We hunt it really quick.
Or following along a tree line.
Yeah, we follow along a tree line. We'll have them two of them follow along a tree line. They do that, well, fine. Next day we're going hawking. And then the T-perch comes in. Both of them have got to be on a T-perch, which then I might use bag game not because they don't want to hunt, because I want them to think that the world is bigger. It's look away from me, not towards each other, not towards Jen and I. I want them to.
This is for captive bred birds.
I want them to look at that T-perch. It's like when I get on that T-perch, I'm hunting. So she'll drag a dead rabbit on a string, and I got 2 birds in a T-perch.
Or even a rat.
A rat doesn't matter. Yeah, rabbit, squirrel, it doesn't really matter. But it comes behind a bush. Hawks, when one hawk goes out, both hawks go after it. Fine, okay. Then we don't feed them up even together on it. One hawk will let one eat, then put another one on it, and we just kind of baby steps, one step after the other. but this is only taking 10 days. And then we go, and then we take them
to a good
spot. It's guaranteed to have game. And so we, put them on the T-perch as well. Obviously, start off one on one T-perch, one on the other, and keep them separated as much as we can. And then we have a great spot to hunt. And it usually works out. They start chasing things. It doesn't matter if they catch it up, but they don't want to come for tidbits. They don't care about anything but hunting. They get hunter oriented. And then the other side is if we don't find game in 5 or 10 minutes, we just basically go, we're going back to the truck. We're going to find another spot because I don't want. They'll start when they're down to weight. They're probably at the lowest weight they're ever going to be. I don't want them looking at each other because what happens every now and again, over the years, and we hear this from other people a lot, is that first bird will fly up to T-perch, and the other bird hadn't seen anything in an hour. Said they've been walking for an hour and hadn't seen a rat even. That second bird will take the first one out of the air, just take it out of the air, because it's like so ready to kill something. It doesn't know why it's on this planet. I kind of feel like it's like, what am I supposed to do? Something else move, I just grab it. So that's why we don't walk around for an hour with flush and no game. And it's got to be quick. And the evolution is so fast. When they catch their first, I don't care if it's a mouse, I don't care what it is. It's like a switch went off. I get on that T-perch and I look ahead. I don't look at my partner next to me. I don't look at Tom and Jen. I look for game, So it's just these steps. And they're real simple, but as soon as we see, like Jen says, as soon as you see that expression, are you looking at me, like a taxi driver? You looking at me funny? Then we, separate them. It's all, but usually it doesn't happen, But when we talk to people, they say we did just what you wrote in the book, and you ask them, "Would you do this?" And you go, "No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that." But no, you got to do all of it. One step after the other, and 99% of the time it'll work. And the other problem is people want to fly a cast, and they want to buy a bird. One this year and one next year. And that's a no-no. I'm going, you got a 50% chance of that working out. Well, why? I said, well, here's the deal. You got the first bird you got this year. Now, but not next year, it'll be an adult. It's been isolated for 1 year. Never seen another Harris hawk. It's an adult plumage. It's got an adult voice. This young one coming in is going to be baby-fied, going to have this juvenile voice. It doesn't look the same. It's going to be awkward, clumsy. It's like that old bird's going to be, just not going to be happy with it probably. So I said, get them both at the same time if you can. That's the best way. Now, it can work, the other way, but it's 50%, I look at it,
Well,
yeah.
The only way you'd make that work, too, is if the first bird you got, like you're making sure you're socializing the whole time with somebody else's bird.
But most people don't have that opportunity to have.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I hunt with a guy 3 times out of the year. Somebody, and then they fought one time. You go, that's not going to work. You got to be with other birds all the time. So we have an advantage, a built-in advantage by just that's surrounded by breeding birds, the hunting birds. Everybody's seeing each other, and we mix them up on perches, and they're all hunted. We're hunting different birds together all the time. It's always being mixed up, always being moved around. So again, every bird is kind of like background to them. They go, I don't even notice that bird, But they do have memories like elephants. So if something goes wrong, really bad, we've seen it over the years with all birds a few times, and eventually lots of friends' birds. They will know when a bird did something to them. 5 years later, they'll remember that bird if they see it again. It's scary. It's not how they are. That bird did me something 5 years ago. Yeah.
I had a tiercel that hated a particular female.
Right.
And when he started picking on her, I just put him away for the season.
Right. Yeah.
We were getting close to the end of the season. I said, no, I tried 5 or 6 times with him.
Yeah.
And he just kept going after her. So I put him away. And I thought, I'll just try again next season. Things will be fine. He goes right back for her. The only bird that he has a problem with is that bird. Something about her.
Oh, yeah.
And they all look alike. So he picked her out. He remembered her. I don't know what it was, never figured it out, but she was a much better bird than him, so she took priority over him. I don't know what his problem was. I never figured it out, but she was the only bird that he ever had issues with.
No, it's constantly worried. We don't worry about that much anymore of getting along, but there are all circumstances that, like here's a perfect example. I had a friend in South Carolina back in the day, and he had 2 birds from us, and they flew great, and he flew them, like, it was in a second season. They caught a lot of game. He hunted with dogs and all, but he ended up 2 of them flew across this little river, and it caught a chipmunk or something. And so they were fighting over the chipmunk. The birds flew together great, but again, he couldn't get there. So they're fighting over this little chipmunk. So by the time he gets there, 30 minutes later, those birds, I mean, they basically hated each other. It was like, because one was trying to steal a chipmunk from the other one, on and on. Had he gotten there within, 30 seconds, he'd have broken them up, and it would have
when
been
it's something small, man. They can
something small. They get crazy. They just get
they can.
It's like dropping M&Ms in schools, and something or other. It's like you see it. It's around mice or something. Mice are like, oh, we got to get the hell out of here. This is a disaster. They're gonna be fighting over these mice. It's like, oh god.
Was that Jake Thorpe by chance?
Yeah, Jake Thorpe. Jake Thorpe. Yeah. He got him to get along. He kept calling me, and finally got him to get along again, I think. But it was like, he's like, what do you do? I said, you just got to be careful. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, he was doing stuff like on days when he wasn't hunting. I think he was feeding them on opposite sides of a rabbit.
Yeah, he started getting that again.
Like
Yeah.
That sounds like it would work. Is that a good thing to do?
It can work.
Yeah.
We're all friends.
I'll say this about the wild birds, passage birds. They've worked it out. They're not aggressive towards each other, in my experience.
No, they do. They're probably better at that. Yeah.
There's just certain things we can't replicate in captivity.
Yeah, they've already been roughed up. Trust me, they've been knocked about a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, of course, it doesn't always have to be that way. If it didn't have any siblings, sometimes it's the only bird out of the nest. People don't realize that they didn't. Yeah. It's like. Whatever. It's all, who knows? That's the thing with a passage bird. Like a friend Toby Bradshaw would say, it's a crapshoot. When you toss out your BC, you don't even know how old it is. You don't know its parents. You don't know anything. Not that it can't work, but the odds are, anyway.
You don't know what happened to it in between you catching it.
No. You don't know what it was feeding on. You don't know anything. But again, nothing wrong with trying. That's what I started with.
Bird in the hand's worth 2 in the bush, right?
Oh God, yeah. No, go for it,
So you guys are known for Harris hawks, obviously, for good reason. But I seem to recall you also like to fly Merlins.
Oh yeah, we've flown 20-some species of birds, probably. We've flown everything from bat falcons, New Zealand falcons, ferruginous hawks, prairies, peregrines, sharpshins, Cooper's hawks, goshawks. It was just starting. It could go on. That was, anyway, red shoulders are
red shoulders too.
Not hunting, just training them. We're not going. We're not going.
I like
that. Crazy,
we got them in the yard. I feed them. But I'm cutting meat in the yard right now. I got 2 red shoulders come by. I got to feed them. They come in and give them a piece of meat.
Yeah, I feed one too in my yard.
Yeah, but no, we've flown. I've loved all birds. So I started off, first bird was a kestrel, went to red tails, flew probably 30 red tails. Then I was flying Merlin, Cooper's hawks, and Harris hawks the same day, all 3 the same day. and then anyway. Jen got in. Jen was flying sharpshins forever, and Merlins, and kestrels. She used to breed kestrels, blue-eyed kestrels, and so anyway, we love them all. And Merlins, yeah.
Do you think there's any exotics that falconers aren't flying that have some serious potential?
They have to be. I'm sure there are, but I can't say one that that I'm not excited about. But it's a big world out there, and I
was curious about the gray-breasted hawk, but the problem with it is it's
so rare.
Not a bird that can be really obtained in captivity right now. So
you guys
say that again. I'm sorry.
The gray-breasted hawk.
It's from South America, Central South America.
Okay, so that's not the gray hawk. Different than the gray hawk.
No.
That's got some potential too. That's an interesting bird.
Yeah.
That could. But again, is it going to be the male Harris hawk? I don't think so. But again,
no, obviously.
I know. I mean, I'm not against somebody trying at all, but the odds are it probably won't. But again, there's no harm in trying, But like Toby was saying to me, life's too short to fly bad birds, So, I mean, that's just it's a truth. It's cutting down to the bone. I don't fool around with, when I see people flying horned owls and and red shoulder hawks and all this other stuff, or whatever, ferruginous hawks in the east and golden eagles east of the Mississippi. I think that's just a joke to me. It's just like, what are you wasting years? In other words, you don't really like to kill stuff, so you just kind of pet keeping is what you're doing,
Gray-bellied hawk.
Yeah,
sorry. I knew I was misspeaking. Yeah. Gray-bellied hawk. Yeah.
Interesting. But, there's a lot of cool looking birds down in South and Central America, like the Chilean blue eagles and the.
Yeah, we've seen them. Yeah.
They suck, Aaron. Come on, that's not even.
How do you know?
Because their feet are this big, dude.
Are they?
Yeah.
Their bodies this big. Here's the deal. Big. Here's the deal. They live in the Andes and they're specialized. They're really special. If you get something specialized, that limits you right there. So you want a generalist, like a red tail's a generalist, a gossling's a Harris hawk's a generalist. They could do all kind of things, and that's what I think you should look for. A lot of birds that just can only do one thing, and I think they don't fit. And plus, they're going to have the personality to fit with falconry. And then, how many do? I don't know, but there's probably something out there. But is it? Yeah.
Is it obtainable? Because people are emotional about birds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, here's the deal. I'm way older than you guys, so back in the day, Nick Fox and them in England, they was talking about New Zealand falcons. Okay, New Zealand falcons was the greatest thing since sliced bread. So they imported a bunch. They used to breed them here back in the 80s. So we ended up getting two New Zealand hawks. No, falcons, excuse me. Yeah. And I mean, the worst birds we've ever had. And of course, they kept talking them up because it's a falcon, but it's an accipiter. It's you could do all this, you could do all that, and you come out. They weren't gamey because when you think about it, it came from New Zealand where nothing could even fly. The game they hunt doesn't even fly at the time. All these flightless birds. And anyway, so guess what? You can't find one now. What is that telling you?
Well,
they were.
Our sample size was 2.
I know, but other people.
But they were mighty unimpressive.
Mighty unimpressive. And here's another one: bat falcons. We've flown bat falcons, and bat falcon now has got everything a Merlin's got. It's sweet. It's as fast or faster than a Merlin. It's beautiful. But here's the deal: if you study them a little bit in the rainforest and this and that, what they do, they want to get on the highest perch, a 100-foot tree, a 100-foot radio tower, 200-foot, and they want to catch a bird over the canopy and bring it back up to eat it up real high. They don't want to come to the ground. So we fly them, and if they would hit a bird, If that bird went to the ground, just on a field, just laying in the grass, it's like, no, I can't go to the ground and I got to fly off. Because if I go to the ground, something's going to kill me. It's in its head. It's like, it's like so.
And it's also not what it normally does. It's not what it normally does.
It wants to catch something in the air and bring it up high, eat it on something high. Well, that's not practical for me to catch a bird and have it bring it up to a high-rise building.
Yeah, you're fighting against the bird's natural instinct.
Exactly.
Who was the person that had to get a cherry picker to get his bird down? It was either a bat falcon or a red-breasted falcon.
Oh, that probably made me another one to do that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but it was it has all the potential on paper, but they do. Once they fledged from the nest, they never touch the ground again.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. And you don't know
that. Call it to the lure. It's like, I'm not touching the ground.
Yeah, that's the thing. They look at the bat falcon's feet. They get his huge feet for the size. They're sweet. They're beautiful. You go, how could we lose? Well, again, it's got that one habit that doesn't fit with falconry.
Now, what if you crossed it with a Merlin or a Kestrel?
You go, I don't know what we got then.
Now, have you guys ever tried to do anything interesting? You got a lot of Harris hawks around. You got a lot of people probably, reaching out to you, all these hybrids, anything like that? Have you ever been asked for semen? Get involved in anything like that?
We've done semen back in the day. We sent some.
Yeah, they were going to make Hooper's hawks with, we had a male that was a donor, but by the time, I think when he got we shipped semen, but they ended up inseminating a Harris hawk instead because the Cooper's wasn't ready or something,
And that was another bird back in the 80s. They had a few, Hooper's hawks, Harris Coops, and, they did fine. They would catch cottontails like crazy. But again, they didn't get along with other birds, hawk them along off the glove. You kind of go, well, Well, Bill Harris can do that. A Goss can do that. Where's the advantage here? There wasn't really any advantage to it, Not that I'm really against it. I don't really care. But again, you don't see those anymore much, And
Yeah. You think it's an abomination, Tom?
Harris hybrid.
What's that?
The Herod hawk, yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. That doesn't. Yeah. And the Harris ferruginous, red tail ferruginous.
No,
those are all no. I don't think
anything ferruginous can stay out west, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well said. Yeah.
I would anything. I would Goss, Harris hawk, red tail hybrid.
Yeah, they'll all hunt.
That would be awesome. Anything like
they'll
that,
hunt for sure. All those birds would hunt. Yeah, they would all hunt for sure.
We're just always looking for something different,
There you
go. We've mastered everything. So we're just trying to. We're trying to. We're trying to broaden our
horizons. We've mastered goshawks. We've mastered Harris hawks. We've mastered.
Aaron's a master of the Cooper's hawk, as the show
Have you flown a Sharpie? Sharpies are really cool.
Yeah.
I if I can get my greedy paws on a Sharpie, I will fly the crap out of it. I just can't.
Here's the deal: you just need a lot of little birds. We have a lot. We used to have great. That's when we don't fly. People go, well, you just high. We've flown every bird. We lost all our spots. We used to have huge spots for merlins. We used to have sparrows. We could catch 20 sparrows a day. It's like, it was stupid with sharpshin. Off the glove and, wild, but all that's gone. We just, with Hurricane Katrina, changed our whole world. And so we don't fly those anymore. We just, we fly what we got, and I'm happy to do that. But, Matt came back, Matt Molinex come back about a month ago. I brought a Merlin back. He passed, you see his Merlin, you go, I used to love flying Merlins, but don't have the place for it. And you got to be honest with yourself, as we all know, and you're going to go, can't do it justice anymore, don't have the room.
Yeah. I know that I think most people in the country could do well with a Sharpie. Just based off of where like the urban sprawl and the sparrows everywhere and hedgerows, like you could catch.
Yeah. That part is good, but the other part, the husbandry, I don't think most people have the wherewithal to keep it within the brain.
Mike McDermott, we were flying like little birds at the same time, and he's like, "You got your calculator?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I got my calculator." I'm constantly like counting on my fingers. How many hours is it? Okay, birds half a gram, such and such, or this one takes a gram to hold this weight. Yeah. You're weighing it how many times a day and putting that tail protector on and putting the hood on.
Yeah. Well, by the end of the season, you're like, man, good reds. I'm tired of this crap. But no, it would hunt. God, you would love to see that thing hunt. It would catch birds. We would have people walking a line. And they go falconers, and Jen go, just caught a bird. They go, no, it's still on your glove, isn't it? No, it just caught a bird.
So I'm like, it's
that quick. They are quick,
Yeah. I just that's my one regret in life. Well, it's not really a regret, but flying Merlins and not having a newer GoPro. Yeah. Just like the flights right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Like if I could just have that, like, so that I could look back on it, because I can just see it in my mind, and it's mind blowing how fast they can.
For all weird comparisons, of all the birds I've had, a Merlin and a Harris hawk are more alike than they are different. They get so tame and so sweet, but yet they want to hunt like crazy and kill stuff, and it's just every Merlin we had, we'd have in the living room, and we have cats instead of we have cats, and the cat be laying on the front of the Merlin with his paws, and the Merlin be, fooling with the pads on the cat's paws, and the cat, it's just stupid. And then, it's just.
Yeah, our cat Domino is a black and white, maybe 3-color. Anyway, he had like paws that had pink. They were black paws with a couple of pink spots, and the Merlin would just jump down and pick on the pink spots. And it was okay. We didn't let them together when we weren't there, but
But no, they would just when you have friends over the house and Merlin's just flying around a room, lands on somebody's head, lands on your head, just hey, let's go. They're sweet as can be. But I miss them a lot. We have a lot of wild. They spend a winter down here a lot. They fly through here, so we see them quite often. And I'm always like, oh, can't go back to those times. I wish I could.
Did your birds cache a lot, or were
they cache? Yeah. So some of them did. It depends where we were hunting, what we were doing, and but the one I used to hunt by the lakefront, there wasn't any trees. They had driftwood. They used to cache under driftwood, believe it or not. He would pick up driftwood, sticking a sparrow under the driftwood, you know?
Cool. Yeah, I flew Merlins for quite a while. I mean, not a lot, maybe like 5 Merlins or so.
Yeah.
And I was catching sparrows to the point where my sponsor was like, I think he thought I was lying because he wanted to come out. He wanted to come out with me. And I said, all right, let's go. So we went to a golf course and we flew. And then when it was a Carolina wren, allegedly.
Yeah.
And she just took it right out of the air and went up into the tree with it. And then I looked at him like for approval because I was like, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And I just see him smiling and kind of like nodding his head. And she's up there, and I knew what was going to happen. She was going to pluck. I was going to pull the lure out, and then she was going to look at the lure, look at the sparrow, and then disappear into the little branch, and then come back out, and then come down to the lure. And that was just like every single hunt. Like I think I touched one head of that she caught, like for every Merlin I've flown. Like they just catch, go up to a tree, catch, go down. That was literally it.
But
they're awesome birds.
Tom's bird would go back and find.
Oh yeah, I had to go find. If I didn't find it, there'd be hundreds of pieces of driftwood. It was on the shore, and if I didn't go back and find that sparrow, the next day it was going back. Going back to find it. We wouldn't hunt. It was like looking around.
So he knew where they were.
Oh yeah, I remember where it was. Yeah, kind of. I mean, not exactly.
That's so cool. That's so neat.
Yeah, no, real neat, real neat.
Great birds when you're in college, by the way.
One day.
Yeah. You just need a lot of room, a lot of room, and
I don't have a lot of room. Where I hunted them. How did you hunt them, Tom? Tell us how did you guys
hunt them kind of every way I could. I hunted them basically like you would a sippeter, oddly enough. I just saw birds. If I was, whatever kind of bird I saw, I would get out the truck and just start walking around and fly at it. And then I would hunt sparrows out of the grass. I would hunt starlings at landfills, at huge flocks. It's just whatever. And that's what I kind of like. It was versatile. We're very versatile.
From a pitch?
I can't name a bunch of species I was hunting, but some of those.
But you were hunting from a pitch above you?
At times, when hunting the big flocks of starlings, but a lot of times it was even off the glove, like an accipiter.
Just long flights.
Long flight. Dove flights. I would hunt doves. There'd be doves off 100 yards away, just feeding. I would just hold it up on my, as far as I could on my hand, just, typical falcon, sit there, look, and then drop down to the ground level. It would drop down to about 18 inches off the ground where the doves couldn't see it coming. And the last 3 feet, the doves would jump up and it would whack one. It held 1 out of 5. It was just feathers go everywhere, but, doves are like a bar of soap. So, but I think I caught 15 doves or something that when among all the other birds.
That's awesome. That's a lot.
Yeah, but it would.
But it's like a stealth flight, though, when they do that. Come real low, and they go into that scissors wing beat, that different wing beat that I can't explain. It kind of looks different, but it was great. But
the thing about Merlins is you can fly them many different ways. So, like for me, I didn't have any experience with flying them, and Paul. It was actually Paul Elia because he flew them a bunch, and he's like, listen, we live in Bergen County, New Jersey. We don't have fields.
That's right.
This is what I did. I would get her following me around in the trees, up in the sky. And when I would pin sparrows down, I would swing my lure. When she was coming to me full speed, at the last second, I would flush, and then she would just pick one out and catch it. And that's literally what I did. And I would just do it in between classes at my college. I would go to college, by the way. And I would just do that in between classes and catch 1, 2, and then just that was my, and that's all I did. And it was great. It was fun. It wasn't the best, but it was fun.
That's why I kind of make them kind of like, it's weird comparison, but they were versatile. You didn't have to fly them, 300 feet up and do a span. You could fly them all kind of ways, and it was great. They were like just easy going. And,
and they're like a parrot. Every morning I would get woken up every morning to my bird on a shelf perch taking a bath. Every morning at like 6 a.m, she'd be in there taking her bath, and I'm like, they're awesome birds. They're the best birds.
I brought mine to work with me every day. Just rode in the box like a damn Harris sauce, leaving the box all day, and then I'd weigh it, and 3 or 4 times a day while I was there, and then go straight from work to hunting, and I just loved it. I had a great spot. I had this whole airport. This, of course, before 9/11. That's another thing that's really screwed up falconry. 9/11, we lost so much access. around airports and things, you know, that I used to let me fly, you know, right next to the runway, believe it or not, at this airport. Because I pretended I was clearing birds away, you know, I was hunting sparrows, like that was a problem for a jet or something. You never know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. They would fly birds. That was a couple of those flights. They would fly birds. This is a huge lake down Lake Pontchartrain, you know, 25 miles across. It would fly sparrows out into the lake, or the sparrows went out, and the sparrows would just, it would press them so hard, the sparrows would just, you know, hit a wave or something, and just crash into the water. She'd just pick them off the wave, and carry them back, you know. Like,
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Awesome.
Well, I didn't plan on that. I went, oh shit, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah. I will say this, and this is my personal opinion, that telemetry is a must with a merle.
Yeah, I didn't. This was the days when Jen was flying merles, we had telemetry. This was before they had the lightweight telemetry. So I had no telemetry. I never lost one, but I lost some overnight. You know, that on stallings and stuff. Where I knew they caught them, and it was a huge flock, and I didn't know where it came down. This was on landfills, and so I laid them out overnight. But I went there the next morning. They would always come back from God knows where, you know, swinging the lure. You know how they love the lure. It's like the lure is like, gee, it worked. So anyway. But when Jen got going, when they had the smaller transmitters, we definitely used transmitters and those. Yeah. But,
the transmitter. I lost one without a transmitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was in the mail too. That's the crazy part. Both falcons I lost a Passage Peregrine and a Merlin, and it was all as the transmitter was in the mail coming to my house. I couldn't control myself, and I went out anyway, and I lost both those birds. Yeah. Literally. I lost the Passage Peregrine on a Saturday.
Oh man!
At 7. No, it was a Sunday, 7 a.m, and the transmitter showed up on Tuesday. The GPS, and I was screwed. It was
That's not right. No,
you got to control. We can't control ourselves, us falconers.
Impetuous.
We're out of our minds.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Tom and Jen, we appreciate you guys coming on and giving us a couple hours of your time.
Oh wow, it went fast. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Oh yeah,
we enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had fun. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, we're gonna talk about Harris Hawks all night. I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck. And it was great. This was awesome. We had a lot of fun. Good. I really appreciate you guys.
No, it's always fun.
You know, they didn't make a convert of you yet. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
But listen, I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna say. I don't want to pay $3,000, but you need to raise your prices to $3,000. You guys are, as you know, and not to gas you guys up anymore, as the kids would say. You're world renowned. You do a really phenomenal job training your goshawks, your Harris Hawks, excuse me, and they're worth more than what you're charging. So,
well, thank you for the kind words. But no, you guys are welcome to come hunt with us. I'm serious.
I would love to. I really would love to. If you got rabbits, I would love to come.
It's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. You'll love it. It's just different, you know. Yeah.
You ever been to New Orleans, Casey?
No, I have not. No,
yeah, maybe we can go get drunk on Bourbon Street
it's different.
I'm down. Catch an alligator, wrestle an alligator, get drunk, wrestle an alligator. I'm down.
Get a voodoo curse put on you.
That could happen.
You could definitely get that.
Definitely get that.
Get that'll come down. Yeah.
Well, I'm covered by the blood, so I'm Jesus. I'm good.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Anytime. Take care, y'all. Have fun.
Thanks a whole lot.
You too.